and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today for the Minish Cap Randomizer Tournament Season 1 match of the winners quarterfinals between Goomba and ThyDarkHorse. Commentators today are Hendrus and iBot. Take it over from
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, so first quarterfinals match of the tournament.
Woo!
Should be a good one. Both of these are very strong players.
Yeah, definitely. We're having Goomba and ThyDarkHorse, both of which are quite experienced with randomizers themselves. So we can expect quite a few good reads on the logic. If I saw that correctly, Goomba specializes in A Link to the Past and in Ocarina of Time, while ThyDarkHorse plays Majora's Mask for the majority.
Yeah, I don't know if Goomba specializes in any random or if I know he plays A Link to the Past randomizer and OT randomizer. On a quite high level as well, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, nice finals from both sides. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't really agree with Rufymania sucks as a thing, but if you don't like it, that's a valid opinion.
Yeah.
And last location, Kane, is
That's
kind
something
of horrible.
we don't want to wish that upon any racer. Except when you're doing a Hayden seed.
But is it
Then you
last location Kane with Cave of Flames and Element or not? Because those are very different things.
Definitely. We might as well see. Well, I think the worst location for the Cane could be either in Cave of Flames or in, I don't know, maybe even somewhere up Cloud Tops. Just because those checks take quite a long time to get to, or even to unlock, basically.
Yeah, anything in Cloud Tops with non-required palace is not good. And this seed was rolled by yours truly, myself, iBot too. So, no, it's not a Hayden seed.
I'm already having the ban list open for you.
Oh god.
So that way I can quickly add, I can quickly add a few points if
So,
need be.
we had a map check already that looked like no crypt, no fortress.
I think so, yeah.
Both of those can be very quick. If you get to Goomba Fortress, can be a very quick dungeon.
Yeah, no crypt and no fortress. Okay.
Crypt, a very short dungeon. Even if you're full cleared or Goomoding, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay,
So
there we go. I've had
could be a
the...
bit of a longer siege with
Yeah,
the other dungeons that we have to do.
yeah, good. Got Palace with Earth Element.
And found nothing so far in Link's house and the Windtrap house, but bombs on the Cafe Lady.
Yeah,
That's a nice find.
yeah. Oh! Okay,
Tombstone behind Carlos' house.
yeah,
That
we
might
see...
not be required since we don't need to go to Fortress.
Yeah, let's hope it's not a Palace of Windseeds. It's not a Cloud Tops Kinstone then.
Yeah, it's
Okay, we've got a first
Cloud
thought.
Tops or Veil Falls Kinstone, in which case we will need that. Could be a Castor Kinstone, in which case we might need that, but hope not.
Definitely. Okay, so with the bombs and the sword. That just screams Minshoots to me.
Yeah, no, it's...
At
You
least for the
always want to
start.
start with Minishwoods and bombs going through from backwards.
Okay,
make it
we
much
have
easier.
A
Cloud
Kinstone.
Tops Kinstone, if I saw that right.
Yeah, exactly, Cloud Tops. And meanwhile, ThyDarkHorse is actually picking... Oh, well, he is unlocking Din's Charm, basically. Din's Charm is an item that boosts your damage output by, I think, 2 times.
I think it's a factor of 2, yes, so it's
Yeah,
you deal twice as much damage. It's not 2 times increase.
Yeah, you deal 2 times damage, exactly. And that doesn't only affect your sword, but also your bombs and your arrows as well. Goomba's actually
And-
picking up a
Yeah,
bottle
Goomba
there.
found the power braces on the way at the fusion chest, and now found a bottle, which
Okay,
would open up Mount Krenda as well.
not really. They still need their speed
Alright,
score.
they need a spin attack before being able to go over there.
Yeah, they either need a spin attack, the flippers, or the cape for that, just to cross the northern bridge in northern Hyrule Field.
Yeah, spin attack usually makes the guard move aside, and since you can get around him with flippers or cape, the randomizer makes it so that if you have either of those, it also makes him move aside.
Yeah, definitely. One thing that I'm a bit curious about now, there is a glitch in the vanilla game that you can skip the guard by purposely drowning yourself in the river and then setting your, I suppose, respawn area just right next to the guard, and then you are able to roll past him. I don't actually know if that's enabled here in the randomizer.
I couldn't tell you. I know nothing about glitches in this game.
Okay. Yeah, I think then I'll have to actually check that out later. Because that might actually be a way where we can skip having spin scroll for the mountain.
Yeah, of course it wouldn't be race legal. We are racing under a glitches rule set.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Meanwhile, we can see that both racers are actually going through Minish Woods, checking Minish Village, and it looks like at least Goomba won't be accessing Deepwood Shrine, which he even can't
Well,
access.
he can't. He doesn't have Juggernaut or Flippers.
Yeah.
So there's no way for him to get into Deepwood Shrine.
Okay, we actually found a second bottle here.
Yeah, second bottle, not actually unlocking anything, but nice safety to have.
Yeah, it's always good to have a second bottle. That way you can store either a fairy or maybe Din's Charm in your first bottle, while having the water or the Mountain Dew for more kernel in your second bottle. Okay, we've
And
actually
there's
got
Call of
Metal.
Metal, which will give us access to that Kinstone,
Yeah,
and 3 unknown other items in in the figurine house.
yeah. So now Goomba might be making their way back to Hyrule Town and actually get the items
Yeah,
from
there's-
Karlov's house.
Not much else for him to do here. He can get the check at London.
Okay, we actually can see a scroll in northern Minish Woods there.
Yeah, generic scroll, so we don't know what the scroll that will be, but
Yeah, it might be a spin. It might be a spin scroll for all we know.
I think about half the scrolls that would look like that are spin scrolls, so
Yeah,
it's not unlikely to be a spin scroll. Of course, whether that will be our first spin is a different question.
yeah. With some bad luck, we might be having our first spin scroll somewhere in a completely remote location that only gets unlocked with just at the 1 hour mark.
Completely remote location that only gets unlocked when you have London Key and Kane, because that's
Possibly.
the visible spot there.
I was more or less referencing the spin scroll we had in Temple of Droplets.
Yeah, it's spin is one of the ones that you usually get early, so you kind of forget that you even need it that much. But yeah, without it, we don't currently have access to Mount Trainer, which is usually you think of the bottle as the access for that.
Yeah. Mount-
And it will also restrict us from creating clones once we get at least 2 more swords.
Okay. That of course picking up a scroll there. I couldn't really see that, but it is a Cast of Wild Stone.
Yeah, I don't know what scroll he picked up.
However, since Goomba picked up the Call of Metal as well, we might see that soon. Okay, it actually was a spin scroll, since that of course
Yeah,
can
he-
access.
The guard moved aside from him, so that
Yeah.
was a spin scroll.
Yeah, first spin in Fountain. Okay, yeah, well,
First spin in Carlos' house. That's not
Carlos'
too
house.
bad with where the Call of Metal was.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's been attack. Okay. Yeah, both runners are now making their way into the northern parts of the map. That of course
Yeah,
is opting
that-
to go for mountain.
And meanwhile, Goomba is clearing out some 3-0 checks with the Tingle Trees.
Yeah, picking up a butterfly there. Could see which one
Clearing
though.
these did work well for him in his last match.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's either you get all the. Oh, okay, we've got the lantern there.
Flame Lantern, that's
That's incredibly
Nice.
useful items. Yeah, that's one of the items that you don't want to see at the 2-hour mark, but the earlier
Yeah,
the
no,
better.
it's an item you want to find. It's not currently that useful, but it will be once we get access to Temple of Droplets.
Yeah. So I think the tingle trees are locations that you, if you don't get it as your Sphere Zero items, basically, or if you've got your Sphere Zero item before tingle trees, then it's good to check the item that the Sphere Zero item. Oh, it's good to basically, I don't know, visit the Minish Woods and then head back over London Ranch and get the tingle trees here, because they seem to have some good stuff in the recent seeds.
Yeah, though Lantern, like I said, not immediately useful. It's not that bad if ThyDarkHorse comes here, say, after having done the mountain checks.
Yeah, it's not too bad of a strategy to put them off until like maybe minute 10, minute 15. When you've got your first few locations under your belt. Okay.
Yeah, Goomba here making use of that lantern, getting the Grimblade. Is
Yeah,
it?
Grimblade.
Grimblade check at the castle.
Okay, that of course spotting a hard container there. Unfortunately, with just 3 bombs, it's quite difficult for him to actually. Okay, he's got the
He got
the cape.
a cape, so that's a very good item to find here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just quick warps and leaves the mountain for now.
Okay. Guma picking up another kinstone there. I think it was the Castle kinstone.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. And either way, that of course has to go back, get a few more bombs, in order to grab the grab every single check from the lower Quendel base.
Yeah, but he could. I don't know when he will go back to those checks. It's
Yeah.
4 more checks he could do there right now, I think.
Mhm.
But the cape did open lake, I think, and
Yeah, the cape opened up the lake. We can get our score from Northern Minish Woods.
yeah.
And
If he finds the lantern, that's
Yeah, and
arguably a good droplet slip already.
definitely. And one thing that it also does is open up the Minish checks in town. Which,
Yeah, though I think those aren't very high on his priority list right now.
definitely not. These Minish checks take actually a really long time to complete. So I think the current, let's call it, most effective strategy, or even the thing that most people do, basically,
Meta.
is that the meta,
current
exactly. The current meta is that people try to last location the town.
Well, maybe not last location, but just put them off for a while and
Yeah.
maybe do some of them when you're there anyways.
Yeah. Yeah. One thing that I currently like to do is each time I visit town, I make sure to get 2 checks that are right near the entrance from where I entered town. So if I enter by the south exit or the south entrance, I check Swiftblade. I maybe get Andrew or even get Gorman to open up the house.
And
What
looks
a
like
charm.
ThyDarkHorse is now doing the Tingle Tree, so he will pick up his lantern here,
Yeah.
which will probably point him towards Temple of Droplets.
Mhm. Yeah, with Cape and with Lantern, I think Todd is your best call for now.
Yeah, he can easily get to the first ruby path with the lantern, and he can get to the second ruby path and then activate the blue bob since he has the cape.
Yeah. One thing that
So-
they have that's quite good is that they actually pick up a ferry before heading into Temple of Droplets. They have enough bottles for that. Just because Goomba is on 4 hearts, that of course is on 6 hearts, and entering Temple of Droplets, especially the Lantern path, with less than about 7 hearts, can get pretty risky if you have bad luck with Moldozers. Since they deal quite a lot of damage. Okay, that of course is picking up the shield there. While
And
Goomba is
Goomba
actually...
making use of the scrap here to buy some bombs.
Yeah,
Having gotten the shield that ThyDarkHorse also just found, that's an option.
yeah. With the shield, Goomba could actually check the business scrub out in Mount Kennel.
Yeah, I imagine he will do that since he did pick up the hot spring water. And has now this...
Okay, that of course is picking up
full
a
bombs.
Kinstone there.
Yeah, that's
another...
the caster Kinstone that Goomba got from there
Okay.
as well.
Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, and Goomba will be now picking up their cape fairly soon. While
It
that of
looks like
course is...
ThyDarkHorse actually checking the northern lower Vale force.
Yeah. Was just to repeat that.
Just taking a look at the hard piece spot. That's one that if you don't find that Kinstone or the grip ring for a while, you could leave that spot lying there for a while, so it makes sense to just check it when you're close by.
Yeah. Yeah, there's still plenty of time for Troll. The night is very young.
And
Okay.
that scroll was indeed a spin scroll. In fact,
It was great spin, yeah.
well, yeah, it was either long spin or the normal spin, and the one in Carver's house was great spin. But
Yeah. However, we got the great spin out of that, so
yeah, that's a very nice
Probably-
find.
yeah, definitely. Well, we could have Tingle Forethought. Or we could have some evil placement. Something like, I don't know. Maybe the final Kinstone in Palace of Winds with the mids just before Fortress.
Well, we need neither Fortress nor the mids necessarily.
Yeah. Okay, he was picking up his third bottle there, so bottle percent is almost achieved. We're only looking for one more. Okay, that of course is picking up the quick warp here. And he's going to check a few checks on the bench, picking up the bow.
That does nothing right now, I think.
Yeah, the bow opens up nothing.
But it
He
will
still
be
needs-
nice if they...
Yeah, he still needs one more Kinstone for Caster Waltz, and then the bow unlocks something. Which is going to be the bow locations in Caster Waltz.
Once they have 2 more swords, right? Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, yeah, that of course is actually opting for a early dip into Temple of Droplets, which is a fairly good idea.
Yeah, with the Cape and the Lantern this early, it's
Yeah,
some of the densest checks areas you have, and Temple of Droplets is an element, so you will have to do this anyways.
yeah. I think in addition to the, 4 to 5 chests in Dark Maze, I think we're easily at about 15 to even 20 checks in the entirety of droplets that they can check right now.
Yeah, probably closer to 15 than 20 if you
Yeah.
discount the dungeon items, but yeah.
However, that of course will need to keep track of his hearts here. We've died plenty of times in Temple of Droplets thanks to either Mulldozers or Ice Physics and Pestos, or maybe even the Fire Serpents after Dark Maze.
Look, just because you die here a lot in Oko,
I'm not the only one who
doesn't mean
died
that they
here.
will have problems.
I'm just saying it. Yeah, exactly. Guma's opting to go for the chickens now. And I think he might have led the White Cacao into the northern parts of town.
I think that should have kept going straight to the right since he didn't move up or down after.
Okay, yeah. Barely above there. Okay. Ooh, that of course
And
picking
there's a
up.
sword in Temple of Droplets.
Yeah.
As there's always a sword in Temple of Droplets.
Yeah.
But yeah, now we need just one more sword to be able to create clones, which would allow ThyDarkHorse to actually finish this dungeon.
Yeah. Guma's picking up the Grip Ring in the well. Which actually opens up Mount Kennel, which he just left.
Yeah, that opens up lots of checks on Mount Krenil, which could
Yeah, let's see.
easily have another sword, in which case they would probably need to do both of these things.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have anything, then Goomba could waste a lot of time there, but I don't really expect that.
Yeah, well, the climbable wall has, I believe,
There are like 9 items on the beanstalk,
Yeah.
Another at rain check, so that's just those.
yeah, 2 more at the climbable wall without the mids. That's 2, and then
Yeah.
they actually have access to to Cave of Flames. But I'm not sure if they actually opt to go to. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think, like, Goomba does go to the mountain here. I don't think he will keep going after Rain Path, since
Yeah,
that's a very slow way to Cave of Flames, and it gets much faster by getting the cane somewhere else. And he
He's
does have
probably-
all of droplets open.
yeah, he's probably going to check the business scrub first, though.
If he didn't already.
Yeah. Well, it looks like he didn't. Since he hasn't opened up the cave before. Picking up his bow there, so we actually have the locations of both bows.
Yeah, that's the second bow we've seen, so that's light arrows
Yeah.
that we know of.
However, we don't need them by logic. The light arrows aren't required this seat since they already have their cape. Okay, that of course is going to check Myth's favorite chest and actually has the sword there.
Another sword and droplets.
Okay, we've got 2
Okay,
swords
so
and droplets.
droplets was the play.
Yeah,
You can
definitely.
just keep going and finish this dungeon.
Yeah,
Can't get every check since he doesn't have a gesture yet. He might still find that in here, but
yeah. So far, white sword is nice. That's something that you want to see. Okay, and with his great spin, he can easily clear out the Moodlers here.
can just put another sword on Octo, right?
I mean, we could do that. And then the
That
fourth
would be
one
too
at
much.
yeah, Temple of Blades, exactly.
Yeah, just put 4 swords at Temple of Droplets.
Yeah, Temple of Blades. Let's call it the Skyhaven Temple then. That's one more wind theme reference for a Minish Cap, which already has way too many names with wind in the name.
What do you mean? We only have the Wind Runes, the Wind Tribe, the
Palace of
Winds,
Winds.
the Fortress of Winds.
We've got the Tribe of Winds, we've got the Ocarina of Winds, we've got
Well, that's not a
Vati,
place.
who's the... Yeah, but it's...
You said place names.
Okay, that's fair. But yeah, we've got the Wind Sorcerer or Wind Demon Vati. We've got Wind's Requiem, the Wind Jar. Okay,
There's a
must
Cloud
be
of Skinstone on the Granny Beanstalk, so that'll be required,
yeah.
but not immediately useful.
Meanwhile, ThyDarkHorse is going to open up the first, the first beacon of light in Temple of Droplets.
Yeah, let's see
Yeah.
what he. He's probably gonna get the 2 checks on the ice plane before going through to the path to Octo. I
Yeah,
don't know if you already checked the rupee path here.
he has checked the Ruby Path.
Okay.
Okay, he hasn't. Has he? No,
I'm
he
not sure.
hasn't. He hasn't.
I don't think he has. Yeah. Yeah, he hadn't checked that yet, but
Yeah, picking up the London key.
only a Lolong key, which we know is useless.
Yeah. But still, it's nice to have. The London key opens up the milk.
And yeah, Goomba is actually keeping going here
Yeah.
instead
He's-
of leaving the mountain. So this is a gamble. If
This might
he's
actually
basically hoping the cane is locked behind Cave of Flames, because otherwise this will just waste time.
Yeah, however, it's not too bad of an idea, since we already know that the cane isn't at least in Temple of Droplets so far.
Yeah, but we found 2 swords in Temple of Droplets, which gives access to Western Woods.
Yeah.
So
Well, maybe we find 2 more swords in Cave of Flames. Who knows?
But even if there are 2 swords in Cave of Flames, at least one of them is going to be cane locked, because we know where that would be.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, with Western Woods open, I don't like Goomba's chances. Of course, he doesn't know that,
Yeah.
but for him, it's with droplets open that he decides to
Either Droplets or Cave of Flames
gamble
right now.
on Cane being locked behind Cave of Flames.
Yeah. Well, and who knows? Maybe we'll get a sword and a cane in the premier allocations.
Yeah, it could happen that the cane is in here, which
Yeah.
would probably make ThyDarkHorse's file names quite accurate for him.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, and since ThyDarkHorse has not picked up his flippers yet, neither has Goomba, he's gonna have to fly over the water instead of
Yeah,
swim
but
through it.
easily makes this jump. That's
Yeah, well, we might see Vanilla Graveyard Key. I'm not betting on it though.
I mean, if it's Vanilla Graveyard Key, you probably just never go there. So unless there's also something else in the graveyard area, that's fine.
Yeah. But Graveyard isn't required by logic. Well, at least the World Crypt doesn't have an element. And one thing that I just found out about the Meta Pillars in my latest playthrough is that the Sword Beam actually triggers the color change phase. Is that what you call
It
it?
stuns them, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, any type of damage to their head, I think, will cause them to become vulnerable.
Okay, let's see what the Woodman applications have. Hey, they've got the bomb back, the mushroom, cloud tops, and a small key.
Yeah, so unless that mushroom leads to something, that's again not immediately useful. The bomb
Yeah.
bag is a nice to have, but nothing required, and the Cloud of Skinstone will eventually be required, but then Cave of Flames is an element dungeon, so ThyDarkHorse will be coming here once he finds his cane and picks up that grip ring.
Yeah. At least he already has the cape. The cape makes King of Flames quite a bit faster.
Yeah, though he can't really get to where it helps the most since he doesn't have cane.
Yeah. Exit.
Yeah, sorry, you got 2 German guys on commentary here, so the accent is thick in this one.
Yeah.
And yeah, ThyDarkHorse making his way to Octo.
That's that on the background, exactly. But I think we have a French restream of this vase happening.
Yeah, if the German accent does get too much for you and you speak French, there is a French restream over on channel.
Yeah. I think the French restream is done by Francois. So, hang on, I can actually quickly check that. Yeah, it's by Francois Happy.
Yeah, the current one is by Francois. They happen for the tournament on both Francois and Romstein's channels.
Okay,
And
who must
there's
become the winner?
Ocarina in Cave
Got
of
a
Flames,
flute.
so that makes this
Wasn't
a bit better.
it wasn't
Since
the
you will be
worst
able
call?
to get back to the Wind Crest with the Ocarina
Yeah.
easily, and it will make his travel faster.
So trash works.
Okay, someone summoned Tress. Seems like there weren't enough drum people here for them.
Well, you know what they say, Tomotek. It's German humor, it's not a laughing matter. Okay, meanwhile, ThyDarkHorse is actually getting their first ink cycle here. Still recovering from the CDI Zeldas. Might be.
Okay, good. ThyDarkHorse getting one ink cycle there.
Yeah, and picking up his first.
That's average RNG, I guess.
Yeah, not too bad, not not good, not bad.
Yeah, getting his first element is just under half an hour.
Yeah. And Goomba's unfortunately picking up a small key here. Hi, Tess.
Hello, Tress.
Okay, picking up the light arrows.
Yeah, he's probably going to be also going into Temple of Droplets
Yeah.
after
yeah.
getting some of the Spirit One checks at London.
Okay, ThyDarkHorse is picking up the boomerang here.
Yeah, you kind of want to have that before going through Temple of Droplets to
Yeah.
be able to use it for the Scissor Beetle fights. But it's still nice to have, doesn't really open anything.
Yeah, it opens up nothing. Funnily enough, on my first few playthroughs through Minish Cap, I thought that the boomerang was required. So in the vanilla game, the boomerang sits at the 300 rupee price tag in the shop. And so I thought, I need that for the crystal switch in the Cave of Flames path, in the Mount Connell path to Cave of Flames. And I think I learned it about 3 months ago that I could actually use the bombs for that instead of grinding 300 rupees for the boomerang.
Okay, but that crystal switch is the one that gets activated by basically anything, right? So
Yeah.
for Rando you wouldn't really need it anyways.
Yeah. I think by the time that you meet the crystal switch there, you have something to activate it.
Yeah, I think it's technically possible that you need Boomerang for that, just as it's technically possible you need Sword Beam or Parabeam for that.
Yeah, but it's,
But it's
very, very,
not
very
exactly
unlikely.
likely to happen.
Yeah. For that to happen, I think you have to have... Well, yeah, the only items that you can have are the Grip Ring, the bottle, and the... What was it called?
I think you need the Gust Jar to get the pots in the room before.
Yeah, the Gust Jar. Okay, it was picking up their sword here.
Tomatar, there are plans to put the boss key in the first spot instead and then randomize the other spot. I think Myth tested that with how the logic currently works, and that would work. There is also some work being done on reworking the logic that could potentially make both of those things the way it currently is and that one an option for the placement of keys in here.
Yeah, Droplets had 2 swords. Two
Yeah,
swords and I
which-
think a Kinstone. No, wait, no Kinstone.
No Kinstones,
Kinstone.
but 2 swords and a boomerang.
Okay, there we go. Thank you.
And the milk key, right? That was in there?
Malon Ranch Key, yeah. I think so too.
But yeah, the
Okay.
important part of that, of course, being the 2 swords, which opens up Western Woods.
But of course, going to
As you
pick
can
up
see here, it
this
does have a
wallet here.
few items.
Yeah, wallet. But we didn't really see anything good in the shop, though.
No, that cave didn't have anything important, but except maybe the hard pieces if Wave Braid is required.
Yeah.
There's still the beanstalk coming up, though.
And they can actually do quite a few checks in Castle Walls as well.
Yeah, now the bow becomes useful and they can do checks in caster.
Yeah, there might be the last Kinson for Castle here somewhere. Okay.
And you kind of don't want to see that. That was the bow butterfly, I think, for ThyDarkHorse.
Could be. I know that the butterfly in... Okay, yeah, it was the butterfly. The butterfly they picked up earlier at Karloff's house turned out to be the Flipper's butterfly. You could see it quickly in Goomba's screen. There we go.
Yeah. Goomba picking up the second sword in terms of droplets.
Yeah.
I do wonder what he thought about finding that.
Yeah, it was butterfly. Okay, good. Yeah, we still need a few more bomb bags for ammo percent, and maybe even a bottle. Okay, we've got a Jabbernet here, and the quiver.
That Jabbernet might be required, since we don't yet have the flippers to have access to droplets, so that does not droplets, Deepwood Shrine, so that does give us access to that. Of course, we don't have the Gastra yet to complete that dungeon, but...
Yeah. We can at least access it and check the first 2 checks with the lantern.
Yeah, we can definitely get the first 2 checks in Deepwood Shrine, and possibly more depending on what kind of key is in those 2 checks.
Okay,
Beanstalk also bringing ThyDarkHorse to 10 hearts, which does give access to the Waveblade scroll check.
Yeah, unfortunately, ThyDarkHorse is not able to actually check the hiking spot or location, which is one of the more infamous ones in Caster Wilds. Hiking takes quite a lot of time, so you kind of want to do that along with all the other Minish checks in Caster Wilds. And they can't even access 2 checks just because they can't swim so far.
Yeah, they can't access the northern dojo here in Castle, because that requires them to swim, and the 2 end of the hiking checks, right?
Yeah, and then there are the what's it called? The vanilla bow spot in Castle Wilds. So they both
the start of hiking they can access, right?
They can access 2
Since
checks.
They have cape.
3 checks.
Is it only 2 checks?
It's
Is there a puddle there?
It's one of it's 2 with the lily pads, and then 2 with the lily pads, and the one where the snake usually blocks your entrance. So 3 in total, and 2 unattainable.
You could do all of hiking except for the last 2 checks without flippers.
You can't check the vanilla bow location, since you either need the flippers or the Gastia for that.
Right, there's that part.
That's the Minish path. Yeah, that's 2 checks.
Right.
That of course getting torn a bit by the snakes there.
Yeah, it has to get them to move aside before trying again to get up there.
Yeah, I think we've all been there with the snakes. Usually the golden rope is the worst offender, but the green rope can occasionally chime in and double your enjoyment. Yeah, exactly. Damn snakes. Prepare for trouble and make it double. With Octorok at Bale Falls. I've had it with the... What's it called? With the Tektite. The golden Tektite in Mount Kennel. When you ascend the green beam.
Come up the... Yeah, that's...
Yeah, also ThyDarkHorse is going to pick up their butterfly here in Castle Wilds. So yeah,
nice.
they can't check the blue water path there, but they can check that location and the one to the south of that.
2 divisions to the south.
Yeah,
right?
2 to the south. Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't need the flippers for the one that's like that you have to climb up to.
Yeah, though it does make it easier to get there, since there are some puddles on the way that you have to avoid when you don't have the flippers.
Yeah. Yeah, so far Castle Wilds doesn't really look too appetizing.
Yeah,
that might
there's
change.
still one check.
Yeah, there's one more
Do
check that I
everything
can do.
else?
However, it's always good to have the Castle Wild checks out of your way, so that you
Yeah,
can't.
you don't want to just leave these checks behind.
You don't want to do a Francois here, exactly. Okay, so Castle Wilds was more or less barren. Give
So
give
that
one flyer to-
probably means we chase the Jabbernet.
Yeah, the Jabbernet at this point is probably your next best check.
Though ThyDarkHorse also has a lot of town to do, which does have his grip ring, so might do that instead and then follow that.
Okay, Darko's actually going to check the attic.
Yeah,
Of
attic
Dr.
of
Left
Dr.
House.
Left House. His red sword hasn't really led to anything good yet, so
Yeah, especially since Darkos still needs his grip ring, he can't access Greyblade at Upper Cradle.
yeah, the grip ring of course being in the Southwell check here in town, so if he continues doing town checks, he will pick that up.
Okay, I couldn't really see what dropped down there.
Well, he just went past that quite quickly.
Okay.
Okay, just money, so nothing important.
Okay, we're getting another hair flush from Swiftblade there.
Yeah, also just money, so
Yeah, nothing too amazing in town so far.
looks like he's
But of
gonna do
course-
chickens.
Yeah, he's going to do Coco that game. Ooh, actually taking the path through the bridge there.
Got
That's
lucky
new.
he didn't get blocked by any NPCs.
Yep, those NPCs like to block you. And quickly measuring out the distance between the chicken and the other side of the river. Okay, it was a fairly close call with the golden chicken there. So the golden chickens, they kind of jump down from you if you hold them longer than, let's say, 4 seconds. It's about 3
Yeah,
to 4 to 5
thereabouts, so-
seconds.
But the
Yeah, I mean-
timing is fixed, I think, so
Yeah,
ThyDarkHorse should have
the
been able
timing
to
is
know what
fixed.
he's doing.
But still,
So
if they
I'm
manage,
here, I don't think he has done Simons yet, so that's what
he
I
has
expect.
to. Yeah, he doesn't have Simon yet. Okay, he's actually activating the charm and then getting a second one. That's actually not a big. It's not a bad idea though.
Yeah, that's.
Although I think you want to do Simon's next instead of the well.
I mean,
But-
this doesn't take that long. You
Yeah.
usually have it active for a while after
Yeah,
doing Simons.
okay,
You
pick
go
up the
there
group
and
ring here.
activate it there, so. Of course, doing that kind of makes him commit more to doing Simons than if he hadn't activated it.
Okay. Yeah, okay, he's going to check Simon's next. There we go. Nice. And still with Din's Charm and the Great Spin.
Yeah,
And
that's
cleared
the
very
easiest
quickly.
way you can do that. Probably doesn't even need Din's Charm since he does have crit.
Oh,
Oh,
he
he does-
gets a weird pattern though.
Gets a
Yeah, that's-
upgraded fight because
Yeah,
just decides to nope out. Try
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
Does he try
okay,
again?
it's-
No, he doesn't.
he doesn't.
So he just says nope.
Yeah, I think that's fair though.
Did Goomba turn in the wake up mushroom already?
I don't think he has.
So we don't know what's on Ren yet.
Yeah. But I think Goomba got a 1 ink cycle as well. That's nice.
Yeah,
And with
Goomba
the-
Uh, also finishing up the big octo fight, so
Yeah.
yeah, He is probably now going to head towards Western Woods and be disappointed there,
Yeah.
having only his Jabbernet.
However, DarkHorse will probably be checking Greyblade though.
Yeah, he will be checking Greyblade and probably going up to the Beanstalk.
Yeah.
Again, I don't expect him to keep going after rain check, but he might.
Yeah, we do know that. Well, yeah. If he keeps going, he's going to pick up his Ocarina, which makes. Well,
Yeah, that's not too bad, but
yeah, I think the Ocarina more or less makes up the time that you waste in the vanilla path just by being useful later on.
maybe though you would otherwise just quick warp down from the rain check, and then you only have to climb up the fastway once more once you get K.
Yeah,
Unless that's locked behind Wake Up
Greyblade.
Mushroom or
Yeah.
the Ocarina, which is possible.
yeah.
There is one check that the Ocarina locks without Cane, and there's one check that the Mushroom locks. So, if either of those has the Cane, then going the vanilla path is required. But
Okay, yeah, he's going to check the climbable wall next. While Goomba is making their way towards Castle Wilds. Let's see if they actually use their what's it called? Use the flute in the next few minutes to get to the library check, maybe. Yeah, Goomba has some really good
he will pick up his Jabbernet on the Beanstalk, right? Was there? So
Yeah, I think it was
he
Beanstalk.
will have way easier time going to Deepwood Shrine than with the Ocarina.
Yeah.
So yeah, both runners just doing checks that the other has already done, so nothing new here.
Yeah. They're both retracing each other's steps.
We will see what Goomba decides to do here once.
We didn't even. Well, we had something good in Western Woods. We've had the Jabbernet there, and we've had.
There was health and the Jabbernet basically, so.
Yeah.
Could be required for Waveblade, could be required for Deepwood Access
Yeah.
if we don't know where the flippers are.
We had Baron Castle Wilds though. We've had. I don't know. I think we
Was
got
there-
We've got the Mids butterfly there, but that's about it.
Yeah, only Butterfly.
Yeah, I think we only
So
got the butterfly of that. And the mushroom was from the Cave of Flames.
Yeah, Mushroom and Ocarina were inside Cave of Flames, so.
Yeah. Okay, that of course is picking up the dog food there.
And does also
putting-
keep going. Maybe.
Huh? Maybe?
Yeah?
Okay, no, he's not.
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Looked like he was going to keep going for a moment there, but then decided not to. It's gonna finish up the few base checks that he left here because he ran out of bombs earlier. Of course, much quicker to get to with the cape here, and much easier to do with the cape for at
Yeah.
least for the Vinehole finish check.
However, we did see that Goomba did those before, and they didn't really have anything good. Okay, Goomba using the flute there. And
Yeah,
porting into
Anyway,
library. Okay.
So it goes to the lake and does check library.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
there's... Oh no, that's the third bottle that
Yeah, that's the third bottle.
Goomba found.
Okay, unfortunately, no cane at library.
Yeah, so there's one more check at Rim
He
that...
can turn in the dogfoot though, which he's not going to do.
I think he did already?
Oh, he did? Okay.
I want to see
Never
we
mind
saw
then.
Dogfoot turn in, and ThyDarkHorse
Oh, he did.
just
Okay,
picked it up,
good.
so
Oh, he did. Okay, good.
yeah, that's not one you want to leave lying around for too long.
Yeah, if it's with the fetch quests, you kind of want to turn them in as soon as possible. And even if it's like something's good, yeah, I think Deeper Shrine is a good call now. It's either Waveblade, Deeper Shrine. We haven't
There
seen.
are still a
Minish
few
checks.
town minish checks,
Yeah, we haven't seen the Minish checks in town though.
but
So I agree.
yeah, Deeper Shrine
half-
most likely plays for going forward here.
Although Deeper Shrine might be Guster locked for all we know, or boss locked.
It could be boss locked, yeah, but it's not too likely to be.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, the one is having a little high five there. Hard. Okay, and actually resetting here. Okay.
Don't remember where he set up that save port, but
Okay, at town. Okay, that's not too bad actually.
yeah, nice little time save there.
Hmm. Well, it was less a reset and more a save scum there.
Oh, he just saved after leaving town to be able to reset back there if he found nothing by going to lake.
Yeah.
So it's
Reset.
it's essentially just extended his quick warp, except if he had found anything he couldn't have.
Yeah. Just a fancy way to quick warp to a location that you visit way earlier.
Okay, so apparently Nesman would have gone into the green shoe fight without a gas jar.
Yeah.
And yeah, it looks like ThyDarkHorse is doing those town min checks we were talking about.
Hmm. Okay, Yuma's going to pick up his Great Spin here.
And flutes to
Ooh, no kennel.
Mount Crendel. What does he have here? Oh, he has Greyblade.
Yeah, he has Granite open. And I think he could check... Has he actually checked Malawi? I don't actually know.
How would he have checked Malari? It
Well,
currently
not
came
Malawi,
frames.
but the mime. But
Yeah, he came through the vanilla way.
oh yeah, okay, yeah.
So, of course he did the Primulari fusion chest. Look, Nesman. ThyDarkHorse said through his firenames before the race he would last location the cane. He's just making sure he actually does that.
Yes. If the cane
Yeah,
is
at this
actually
point I
in town,
expect the cane in Deepwood, so...
yeah. But if the cane is actually inside town,
If
That, of
it's here,
course,
say half backdoor,
is
that
left
would be
yeah,
something.
Smith trained, probably. Okay, and we have
No, it's a gas jar!
it's a Gastia. Okay, yeah. So,
So,
Goomba might...
Desmond, turns out ThyDarkHorse is doing the better play here.
Yeah, definitely. Goomba is making their way into Deeper Shrine without the Gastia.
Yeah, yes, ThyDarkHorse will be able to finish Deeper Shrine in one go, having just found that.
Oh, that's
Let's see how
amazing.
deep Goomba can go without it.
That's okay. Nothing good so far. So the next chest will either be a small key or the big key. Yeah, town checks managed to strike again. Okay, it's a small key.
Small key, so Goomba can keep going here.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
And so far it's only stuff he would have to do anyways, and it's not unlikely he will be able to go and activate the blue orbs, so... That would require finding another key in one of the 3 upcoming checks here. But yeah, ThyDarkHorse now following Goomba into Deep Shrine.
Yeah.
With the only difference that he has picked up his Gust Jar.
Yeah. The only name of the drunk mushrooms, that's actually... I think it's
no
a
idea.
toad... No, it's not a toadstool. Let me actually quickly check.
But yeah, Goomba did find another key there, another small key, so he will be able to keep going further. Yeah, I don't know when Goomba's going to go for that Gust Jar. Depends on if he finds anything in here,
Yeah.
which could still happen. If he doesn't, what would he have open? I think at that point he pretty much has to do town checks, so wouldn't lose him that much time. But the Gust Jar was at the Hearth back door, so
Yeah.
at the minish checks in town.
Okay, so the mushroom enemies, they are called the Puff Stool. So I wasn't actually too far off with Toadstool. I think that was something from Mario. Yeah, Puff Stool, exactly. Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
I
Ocarina
think-
will save some time. It depends on when ThyDarkHorse will find the cane, since that will point him towards Cave of Flames, where he will find his Ocarina.
That's actually Puff Stool with Puff. There we go. Yeah, Puff's the variant of Toad. Poisonous toads.
So yeah, ThyDarkHorse making use of his Gust Jar, going to be green shoe here.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Green Shoe is by far the most he's the least threatening boss in the Zelda franchise, I suppose.
Yeah, that's like Minish Cap bosses just aren't that bad, right? Like there's a Chu and an Octo and
And another two. Got a giant caterpillar as a mini boss, and flying fish. Okay, cast the wild stone at Caterpillar.
okay, so that could mean that Goomba might take a while more to find that Gust Jar
Yeah.
if he decides to go to Castor here.
Not all the Minish Cap bosses are just regular enemies and you're small. There are 3 bosses that don't really... Well, that are regular sized. Got Mazal, so the boss of Fortress of Winds. We've got Gleewok, the boss of Cave of Flames. And we've got the York pair for Palace of Winds, which are regular sized. Well, the York pair, however, does seem like a bigger variant of the Sky Sharks.
And it looks like Goomba is indeed going to follow that Castekin Stone into
Yeah.
the Wind Runes. This could work out for him, but it could also just mean that he's gonna be missing his Gust Jar for a while longer, and
Yeah.
which could be bad.
It's also not the best idea to visit Fortress of Winds without the Mormids. Just because it takes quite a while to get into Fortress of Winds from
Yeah,
the
but
nearest
Wind
spawn point.
Runes and Fortress, even without moments, is probably still the...
Yeah, you
most
can do
checks he
Wind Winds. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, picking up a split gauge there, so it's not a split score.
That's fast split, so... So the restream is delayed another 40 seconds or so from when the racers on streams are live on Twitch to make sure there's enough of a buffer to keep things synchronized between what the restream sees and what the commentators see.
Yeah. It's basically just a safety buffer. Okay. That of course will be picking up their next Kinstone here. Well, not their next, but their last Castleworld Kinstone. All things.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen anything important in Windrune so far, but we haven't checked that much there yet, so...
Yeah. Yeah, that of course actually pushed the pot instead of, on the Switch instead of walking on the Switch.
I mean, if it's right there, why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
if the dust comes off the Switch, I like doing that, since otherwise you just move around the... So, from the items that only one of the runners has, the Gust Jar was in town in the Minish text at the half vector, and as I was already said in chat, the flute was in Cave of Flames. And ThyDarkHorse is now going to go to the basement check here. This is the one check that Goomba couldn't check when he was here, besides Green Shoe, of course.
Moving up the Sword Beam.
This has anything important. I don't know if that would be bad for Goomba or good for Goomba, since if this doesn't have anything important, he will be able to do pretty much everything else without finding the Gust Jar and be searching for that anywhere in the game.
Yeah, I think at this point Goomba only has town left. Well, maybe one or more checks across the map. But...
Yeah, but there also has to be some progression somewhere that for ThyDarkHorse, and at this point it's likely to be Fortress or Windrunes.
Yeah, definitely. That's fair. Well,
like, the Gust Jar didn't lead to anything besides the element yet.
Yeah, and Oldman Myth had nothing.
So unless the Gust Jar log checks in droplets are our progression, Goomba will find something to open up more checks here, which will lead him further away from his Gust Jar.
Yeah, he's either... Well, that of course is either going to go to Temple of Droplets or to... What's it called? To Caster now. Probably. Hopefully. But it looks like he's actually going for Taught.
Which is reasonable. He wants to make the best use of his Gust Jar, which we know is his advantage over Goomba right now, so...
Yeah. And visiting Fortress without mids is... It's a...
You do get the rupee checks here on the left side, so that's...
Yeah.
Probably
better saving
with
here.
Mania than it would be without.
Yeah. And that of course actually saving here in just before Temple of Droplets.
Yeah, so which way did he come here? He came through Lon, right?
Yeah, he came through lower Lon.
So that's where Reset would take him.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, doing Fortress without being able to complete it is not fun, but then he also doesn't have that much else open, and Fortress isn't an element, so if we find some progression in the available part of it here...
Like the flippers, for example.
which
Yeah,
may
and
lead to progression.
yeah,
Flippers open up a few checks around town and
all over the map basically.
yeah, just a few checks here and there, but not a
Yeah.
big chunk of them anyways.
ThyDarkHorse picking up bottle percent here.
Yeah, found the last bottle in a Gacha log check in Temple of Droplets.
Yeah. So locations, so progression might be on the Flippers now, for all we know. Yeah, and Flippers could lead back into town. Northern Highway Field. They can't check Southern Highway Field, but they can check more Casterwald's checks that are behind the Flippers. Namely, 2 at the moment. No, 3. 4.
ThyDarkHorse using his Dint Charm here to kill the Metapillar quickly in 1 cycle. Not sure if that's worth the time you spend to pick it up, but it does make the fight quicker, so maybe.
Okay, actually save.
Oh, right, he reset because he was going to do that anyway, so that's definitely worth it then.
Yeah.
Since he also got his Dint Charm back from that.
I think he hasn't checked Wobbuffet yet, though. So Blue Chew, as in the mini.
Yeah, Blue Chew is still open, and there's still the underwater pod, which Goomba could check.
Yeah.
But yeah, this with Flippers in Fortress, this was a required Juggernaut seed.
Yeah, that's at least. Well, sorry about it, but that's a ban point. That's a mean point. The Quite Not is a meme at this point. Yeah, it looks like ThyDarkHorse is going to check the fountain next.
Yeah, I mean, this could easily still have progression. You kind of don't want to do the fountain without the cane, but if you have to.
Yeah.
I guess he decided that it's better than checking Fortress without helmets.
He's getting ping-ponged by the cat there. Okay, let's actually see. So we've got nothing on the...
So Yellari can't have cane because you need cane to get to Yellari, since you
Yeah.
can't turn Minish without flipping over the pod on top of the library there.
Wait, you can. No, you can't. I was thinking about the vanilla path through the library, but can't do that either.
The vanilla path through the library is still turning Minish with the
Yeah. That's what I noticed, like, a second after I said that. Okay, then Goomba making... Oh, going back into...
He's checking the Flippers checks
Ah,
here, which
okay,
with
yeah.
the Ocarina is just some of the fast checks that the Flippers unlock, since there's
Yeah.
4 checks here.
Yeah, Goomba has to get his next Gusture there. Or, well, his Gusture in town next.
Yeah,
there's a Kinstone there.
there's a Kinstone there. That's the way for Kinstone. That opens up quite a lot, so...
It was up the entire of Temple of Droplets.
What?
Cloud Tops, there we go. Sorry.
Okay, yeah. Wayfall, upper Wayfalls and Cloud Tops would be in.
It
is
is
indeed
a
a
fault.
Wayfalls Kinstone, so...
It is a fault. Okay. Yeah, I think I know where he's going to go next.
There's a slight suspicion he might head towards Wayfalls with that.
Just a small
Yeah, so
idea
that's what I meant earlier. With the Gusture not actually locking that much, it's gonna be a while before Goomba picks that up, since he will just find progression into progression elsewhere. Until basically he's searching for that anywhere in the entire game.
Yeah, the Wayfalls Kinstone is going to keep him far away from his Gusture.
Yeah, we don't know that mids are going to be required, so if you never see them, that's fine. If you never see Graveyard Key, that's fine. If you never see Boots, that's
Weird, but
acceptable.
fine. Ooh, ThyDarkHorse getting trolled by the Mulldozers there.
Yeah, with ThyDarkHorse being here, checking these caster checks, he's likely to go to Windrunes after. I think he already did Fusion and Swift up there.
Yeah.
So he's gonna head there now and
There
go
we go.
through towards
Yeah.
Fortress. So He will pick up his flippers there, and those will possibly take him up to wave forwards as well. If he gets those managed. He will probably do the flippers checks in a different order since he doesn't have Ocarina, but...
Oh yeah, he's probably going to do the ones in town first. And maybe even the castle mode.
Yeah, I think he's gonna check the one chicken castle, maybe do hiking if he wants to.
Boots and graveyard behind mids. Oof. Falls on graveyard. Myth, don't jinx it.
So if that happens, Myth is getting banned for calling it, right?
He's getting a quarter point
Instead of-
just for that. Yeah, he's getting a quarter point just for that comment.
So let's see what upper wave forwards has.
Yeah, he's going to check the waterfall first though. Which
Yeah,
is
as
reasonable.
you do. That's...
Okay, 5 bombs.
You usually just go there first and then check the rupee. point.
Yeah, okay.
Which
It's
has
junk.
nothing, so
Big oof.
probably gonna continue onto Cloud Tops.
Yeah, I think at this point he's
Which-
definitely going to go to
Yeah,
Tower
he
Tops.
still doesn't have Molmits, which is...
What, he has boots?
Okay, he might not continue onto Cloud Tops.
Boots open up 5 locations if I...
There's the
Whoever.
South Hyrule, there's the 2 in Castle Garden,
Yeah, then there's London Ranch, that's 2 more.
there's London Ranch, it's 5.
That's 5. And I think that's about
Then
it.
there's
Oh,
the Lake Minish checks.
that's Lake. Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3, 3 more. We already know that Log Cabin has nothing, so that's 8 in total. And he can basically access Wall Crypt.
He needs now a sword for that.
Yeah,
And the Graveyard Key if he really wants to access Crypt.
they can. Oh, hang on. We just forgot to track that. There we go.
Right.
Goomba has his boots. And he
Okay,
might
you
even
actually
be
do
able.
that.
Yeah. But he's going to check the flippers checks that he missed in upper Castle Watts, though. Because he didn't pick up the dojo here the first time he ventured into Castle Watts.
But he couldn't do it the first time, and he didn't do it after picking up flippers.
And yeah, it was just some junk, unfortunately. Oh, is ThyDarkHorse going to... Ah, he missed the Kinstone. The what's it called?
Beanstalk.
Beanstalk, yeah.
Yeah, that's something some people like to do. That's setting the quick rope, which is probably definitely faster for the mish checks, since that going back there from there takes a while.
Yeah.
And I think it doesn't really matter for the Beanstalk, but I'm not sure about that.
Okay, ThyDarkHorse seeing a scroll here at the Minish drop.
Yeah, that Goomba saw that scroll, but declined to pick it up, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, he didn't really pick that up, I think.
We also saw the compass that was on the mid-slot checked,
Yeah, that was a compass.
so that's not one that's important.
Okay, on the big key here.
Yeah, I can't really access the boss. Oh, it's just checking those 2 checks and not gonna check the drop.
Yeah.
Can you check? Yeah, you can check that without mids, right?
Oh
Right.
yeah, you can. Since those are vanilla keys, which make you open up the way for the mids.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he has to leave these chests alone, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's the bad thing about doing photos without mids. You leave
Yeah.
band checks everywhere. So you basically have to go through it all over again once
Yeah,
you,
you have
if
to
you
go
have to
through
come
it
back
twice.
there with mids. The flippers are in that chest in Fortress. And the boots were at Uppervale Falls, the Kingston for which was at the Minish Woods Southern Flippers checks.
Okay, he's actually going to save here before doing the drop. Okay, seeing a scroll here. Decided to probably pick it up. It does look like
that's
Rockbreaker.
roll attack.
It's probably either Wall Attack or Rockbreaker.
Rockbreaker looks like a Gen X scroll, I think.
It does?
It's
Okay,
roll
it's Wall
attack.
Attack, yeah. Okay, meanwhile, Goomba is actually going hiking here.
Yeah, so showing us if these checks have anything.
Yeah, let's hope they do. Or at least the last one. Maybe Kingston there.
You want to ban me, don't you?
I want to see the ban
Nothing
list
at height.
filled with points. Yeah, unfortunately we only get halfies there. Maybe a few.
They both have Great Spin. Great Spin was at the Minish Woods Northern Scroll, so that's one that they both picked up their second spin scroll a while ago.
Yeah, this is Minish Cap. Welcome to the game.
Yeah, this is the Minish Cap randomizer, which is a relatively new randomizer. I think
Half year about.
summer
Yeah.
last year about. Yeah, this is our first tournament. It's the first quarterfinals match of the winners bracket.
Yeah, Goomba's picking up the book here.
And Lucy, yes, they did get their spins in the same order.
However, I think Goomba already has the fast split, whereas ThyDarkHorse doesn't, if I saw that correctly.
Don't know what exact scrolls they have at this point.
Yeah, cannot. It's very difficult to keep track of it. Okay, Goomba's opting to get the
Only
mushroom.
now checking RAM, which...
Come on, Kane! Kane! The anticipation. I called it!
Okay,
So that
so
that makes
Goomba is
Cave of
now
Flames-
way ahead all of a sudden.
Yeah, that makes Vanilla Cave of Flames required. That's another ban point there, Ivan, for you.
So, the vanilla path to Cave of Flames is required with that, since the mushroom was inside Cave of Flames and the cane was locked behind the mushroom.
Yeah.
ThyDarkHorse will have to do that at some point.
The goal of this game is to get 4 elements within 6 different dungeons. So the randomizer picks 4 of the 6 available dungeons and puts an element at the boss. With the element, they can open up the last dungeon and fight the final boss of the game. So yeah, actually a double dip in Cave of Flames is required. But luckily, he doesn't need to have... Well, he has the flute, so he doesn't need to do the vanilla path all over again.
Well, he would also have the cane for the same time, but yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. Oops.
And there's the sword. So,
Yeah, so that's the blue sword there. That's a big move.
so what do we need at this point for no mode? We need the last 2 Cloudtop skin stones,
Yeah,
and
4,
we need
yeah.
the last sword.
I have
Is
a
that
4
it?
sword. That's about it, yeah. 1 sword, 2 kingstones.
Yeah, getting that Ocarina in Cave of Flames has helped Goomba a lot and made that early play for it much better. And now that we know it's required, that's just made it even better. So,
Yeah.
I'd say Goomba is ahead at this point. It kind of depends on when he finds his gas jar, since that
Yeah.
will be.
He needs to pick up
Yeah,
his
that
stuff.
will likely be a problem for him, since it's in town, so it's a really early available check, but he will have like access to the entire game without it.
Yeah, it is probably going to be a problem since the cane opens up a lot of checks around the map, especially in the upper half. So I think I think the cane
The cane
needs to
does
be away from his
also
gas jar.
make those minish checks more convenient to get, though.
Yeah, that's fair. It's a bit. on one hand, it leads him away. On the other hand, it makes it a bit quicker to access. Since
So it basically depends on when he decides to go there.
Yeah. But for now, he's going to...
Yeah, ThyDarkHorse will definitely be checking Flipper's checks before going the vanilla way to Cave of Flames. That's... He was already at Rain Path and declined to go further, so... That's gonna be a last location cane for him.
Okay, can we pick up the force out here? But not managing to get the cape jump in the first try.
Yeah, so ThyDarkHorse is going to pick up his Valforce Kinstone here, which did that lead to that led to boots, right?
That led to boots.
So it's gonna do all of those checks as well.
Yeah, I think it's a fairly close one. If Goomba decides to get his Gust just somewhere in the next 10 to 20 minutes...
If Goomba decides to do get the Gust just soon, he's just way ahead.
Yeah,
If
I think at this point...
leaves that for a while, as I kind of expect him to do, it's more open as to who will win this.
Yeah. Basically, the sooner Goomba is going to pick up his Gust Jar, the more likely it is to win. That's probably a good way to phrase it.
Yeah, it basically depends on how much is actually locked by that cane, since ThyDarkHorse will most likely last location that, and it basically depends on how hard it will be for him to actually do that, how much other stuff he will find on the way that will keep him away from that. Which is kind of the same for Goomba and the Gust Jar, except he just can't pick that up at any point. It just depends on when he decides to do so, since that's just check that you didn't do early when you could have. That basically depends on how long he wants to leave that for.
Okay. Goomba not opting to do bolus, to do swordless strides on Gleerock here.
Yeah. You can use the bow here on Gleerock to be able to start hitting him earlier than his head actually drops.
Yeah, it saves a few frames basically.
It's a bit faster if you have the bow butterfly, and otherwise just your sword.
Yeah, but he's getting quite a quick kill on Gleerock. Since he didn't get stun locked there, which easily happens.
Let's see, where do you expect Goomba to go after this? He does have Blue Sword and Boots as his last picked up items.
It's either going to be the first half of Graveyard, I suppose. Town?
Town would be good for him.
Yeah, or Cloud Tops.
Oh.
Since I think those are his last biggest, his current biggest locations, basically. Well, and Malawi.
Yeah, I mean, he's gonna do Malari here since he's right here, but...
Yeah, and I think with his already 4 Cloudtop Skinstones compared to ThyDarkHorse's 1 Cloudtop Skinstone.
Is that accurate? It's not, right?
I don't know. Probably
There's another on his own tracker, so I'm just gonna trust
Oh,
him.
yeah, okay. Good, yeah. He's probably much more likely to visit Cloudtops. Okay, there we go. Hoping to find his last Kinstone in Cloudtops itself.
Cloudtops without Mets is kind of... You don't want to have to do that, but Mits possibly not being required this seed, by Cloudtops is definitely going to be. You just go there. Makes it less likely for him to find his last Cloud Ops Kingston here, since he can't do some of the checks, but...
Yeah. However, both runners are deciding to head into Cloud Ops here, so that's actually pretty cool to see that, although they have taken very different paths and very different strategies, they are still going to go to Cloud Ops at the same time. However, it looks like ThyDarkHorse is taking the speedy route and not picking up their first chest in Cloud Ops.
Yeah, I mean, Goomba is kind of here in thinking that maybe his last Cloud Ops Kingston is here and he will be able to keep going to Wind Tribe and Palace. Whereas ThyDarkHorse is just here for some checks, since he doesn't even have his blue sword.
Okay,
So
yeah,
he
probably remembered about the chest he orphaned there. He didn't check the chest.
Yeah, I
right.
guess, but...
Okay, it's a down thrust, so it's actually quite useful. Down thrust is a score that's actually quite useful when fighting the boss of Fast Winds, York. Since
yeah,
you
down
can
thrust can come in handy at both York and also at Vati too.
Goomba picking up the magical boomerang here.
Nice to have, but not really what either of them is looking for.
Yeah. At this point, they want their moments.
Well, do they though? Like, Goomba is happy if he finds his last Kingston here, since that will mean he will be able to just clear Palace.
Kingston, 4-sword.
He is also looking for his 4-sword and the Gust Jar, but he won't find that here.
Yeah.
ThyDarkHorse is probably looking for the cane, which he won't find here.
Since the cane is actually in Cave of Flames behind the mushroom.
Yeah, it's at Rem, but locked behind the mushroom and Cave of Flames.
Also, we still haven't seen Simon. We know that ThyDarkHorse opted to quick warp all of them.
Yeah, ThyDarkHorse, getting the non-standard Simon's fight, decided not to do it.
Yeah. But I don't think that... Oh, okay.
There's the mitts.
The Gust Jar was at the Hearth in Hyrule Town, and the cane was behind the mushroom that was in Cave of Flames. Yeah, mitts are nice.
So that's good for Goomba.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's gonna make ThyDarkHorse not go through the vanilla path to Cave of Flames for a while more.
Yeah, ThyDarkHorse are going to... Yeah, they're going to check mid locations all over the map, and that takes him away from his cane. So I think at this point, Goomba and ThyDarkHorse have quite a similar situation going on. With Goomba and his Gust Jar, and ThyDarkHorse with his cane. Which basically just means that the more Goomba finds here, the further it will lead him away from his Gust Jar, and the more ThyDarkHorse finds here, the further it will even lead him away from his cane. Or basically just Cave of Flames in general. This cave is going to be check. Probably. But I just hope that he's not going to orphan. Well, I hope that he's not going to do all the cave, the myths checks before heading into Cave of Flames Vanilla. Although, I don't know about that.
Yeah, he's gonna check the digging cave
Treasure
here
cave.
at Wave Falls, then probably go towards Lake, get that digging cave. And after that he's probably gonna go through to Minish Woods, get those 2 digging caves. At which point he will probably check town.
Yeah.
which then might lead into Trilby, which if he then does the digging cave up on Krendel and keeps going to Cave of Flames, that could work out.
Yeah. And at least when it comes
Still
to town,
gonna be a lot of time that he's going to use that might not lead to
Okay,
anything.
go on picking up the graveyard key here. There we go. Yeah, so the same applies basically to Goomba here. He wants to go to town, get his what's his face? Get the Gust Jar as soon as possible, basically, because that just the Gust Jar is one more piece to the puzzle that is.
Yeah,
Randomizer.
though with having found the mids, I don't see him doing town min checks for a while. Like if he goes to town, he's gonna get the digging cave and probably gonna check the school minus checks, but
Yeah.
can also check the Flipper's cave. But I don't think he's gonna.
Goomba, on the other hand, well, Goomba could actually check the pillar in Castletown.
Yeah, he can
Which
check
that,
the
of course,
Wild
can't.
Pillar.
Okay.
He also
yep.
can just find his last Cloudtops
Yep.
here, which he's gonna clear Palace.
Uh-oh. Okay. Oh no, that's actually a good thing.
Yeah, no,
You wanted
Palace
to
is
Palace.
an
Yeah,
element.
Palace is quiet.
So,
I didn't see that.
otherwise, he wouldn't be immediately going for Palace with that.
Yeah, he could either go to Palace or go to Graveyard, but I think he's going to prefer Palace.
Yeah, so Palace could have the last sword. If it doesn't, I don't know. Could have another sword in droplets, I guess.
A solid roll with it. That's going to earn you one more point, though.
What if it's at the underwater pot?
That's not going to. Oh, that could have. That might be
also
enough
quite
for
even,
a.
but
That could. Well, you still haven't gotten your cruelty point yet. So
haven't.
in the
Okay.
madness, we have a cruelty. We have one possible cruelty point for a very mean location. So I don't know, Gasha and Palace of Winds, stuff like that. Or maybe
Kane behind Cave of Flames.
Yeah, Kane behind Mushroom and Cave of Flames, definitely.
Okay, so I got that covered.
Yeah. And you
Yeah,
can't
Yulari
pick up
could
more
have the
than
full
one.
sword. I think Goomba is on 2 books, so he would need another one. Of course, ThyDarkHorse can't check Yulari for a while, since that needs his Ocarina and Kane from Cave of Flames.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, well, there might be possibility that Goomba's
Yeah,
actually
there's the last book. So
that's the last book. So that pulls like Yulari into logic.
I almost feel like I would check that before going into Palace. Like, do
Yeah,
the rest of the Wind
yeah.
Tribe checks, but then do some of the town checks in hopes of finding Forsyth and Gustra.
Yeah.
Or one of the two, and be able to potentially hit Go mode in Palace.
Yeah, but Gooma's not going to go to do that just now.
Yeah, it looks like he is just going to go into Palace, which is
Yeah.
also fair.
Yeah, that's a very fair point.
You are still missing 2 items, and this is a required dungeon, and
I think go modding, the difference between doing the entirety of Palace and go modding Palace.
it's basically the second half that gets faster if you do Go mode.
Yeah, but that's about it. So maybe
And you might be able to skip pot push for sure, or something
yeah,
like
it
that.
saves maybe 5 to 6. Well, not 5. 3 minutes probably. Yeah. However, both runners have the power bracelets, which
Yeah,
is
they
quite
can
nice.
definitely just full clear this dungeon, so...
Yeah.
Well, ThyDarkHorse can't, but he doesn't have access to it for a while.
Yeah, he needs 3 more Kinstones for that.
Is it 3 more? Did he just pick up the one on the Beanstalk and
His tracker still says 2 on the...
Yeah, but it has said 2 before he went to the Beanstalk. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I don't think he's using an auto tracker, so...
Okay, yeah, that makes sense though.
And even if he was using an auto tracker, he did some of the fusions so that could do whatever.
Yeah, that's fair. Goomba's actually not going to go for the bomb stats here. Maybe
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
because
if
we
you
don't know about that.
the timing for the regular bomb strats, it's
Oh yeah, that's fair. And
not really something you want to go for. Remote bombs you can kind of just wing, but
they don't have to be remote bombs yet.
for the normal bomb strats, I think you would.
Let's see if Goomba does the cane skip, or if he does cane skip. Okay,
No, he is going to do the cane skip here.
Yeah, picking up the Tingle Trophy of all things. And
I mean,
few keys.
that could have a force.
Yep. Oh, that's nice. Oh, he
Falls
fell
off the
down.
platform there, jumps too early, I think.
Yeah, he jumped a bit too early there.
Okay, so it looks like ThyDarkHorse did in fact not check the beanstalk here before doing the minish checks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay, actually
Bit
jump
of a
over there.
weird order, but
That's totally fair. Picking up the third Kinstone here. Or the third Cloud of Kinstone. Interestingly enough, Goomba doesn't have the Rock Breaker, whereas ThyDarkHorse has it.
oh, did he? Where was
Yeah,
that?
ThyDarkHorse picked up the Rock Breaker from the
Oh, was
Minish
it
Rock
the-
in Palace. In
Yeah, that was the
Fortress.
scroll at the right side on the
Yeah.
heartbeat spot in Fortress.
Yeah. Okay,
And
pick up
there's
the
the remote
whip
bombs.
Nice.
It's a nice item to find.
Yeah, definitely. That saves quite a few seconds in Fortress and just in general.
And no Bluesy, that does not automatically put ThyDarkHorse in the lead. Still very much depends on when Goomba goes and checks that gas jar.
Yeah. Okay, that's all bug. And yeah, unfortunately ThyDarkHorse still needs their cane.
Well, he
Chicken
also doesn't have one book, one was at
Oh,
Wind Tribe,
yeah,
so...
and the flute of
Yeah, Flute and Cane being behind Cable Frames makes Hilari not an option for him at all, but...
Goomba going to check Yulawi, not Yulawi, but doing pot push puzzle.
Yeah, you full clear the dungeon here, and it's...
Yeah, just
I think he didn't even pick up the big key yet, so even if you were just go-modding it, you would still probably do this.
yeah. Luckily though, he picked up quite a lot of small keys here. I think with 4 you can't complete the game though, the dungeon. I think you need 5 for that.
Hmm?
Okay,
No, the 4 keys would be enough to complete the dungeon, but since he's full cleaners, he will need all 6.
yeah, since he does need to do fan loop.
Yeah, he will do, like, unless... No, there's no way he doesn't do the big chest, since he will still be looking for his gas jar, even if he finds his force sword.
Yeah,
So he will spend those 2 keys, and there's no real good way to save scum them, since
yeah.
can't get there quickly.
You can't save scum in Palace of Winds.
It just doesn't work, so... I mean, you technically can, and I guess in some weird key sanity situation it might be worth it, but...
Yeah, hasn't. I think we have yet to see someone actually save scumming in Palace of Winds, or in Upper Palace of Winds. Okay, we're picking up, seeing the compass there. So this item location with the compass, that's one of the biggest teases in the game. I've had a gas jar there once. I didn't really like that.
Why not?
Who knows? Probably because it actually was my go mode item.
I mean, at least then, if it's your Gomod item there, you don't have to spend the 2 keys on the left side here.
That's fair.
Unless, of course, your big key is there, which... did we see the big key, or...
Nope, we still have to see the big key.
So in this situation...
He hasn't picked it up, I saw that correctly.
Yeah, if ThyDarkHorse will be able to go with Palace by finding his foresight before there,
I think
that would help him a lot.
I think the most favorable position for the foresight to be in for ThyDarkHorse at the moment is going to be at Old Man Myth. Post Palace of Winds or post, I don't know, Wind Tribe, I suppose. With his second check there.
They already checked Regal 2.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay. Oops, no
Why
mind.
wouldn't they? They went through Wind Tribe after fusing all the Kinstones. And
Wait, who?
oh no, right. Goomba didn't have the Gust Shard at the time, so
Yeah,
he didn't do it. Right,
he's
so
picking up the vanilla big key though.
yeah, so that would be a great 4-spot location for ThyDarkHorse.
Yeah. Other than that, maybe Blue Chew.
I don't think he's gonna go back for Blue Chew for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, he might still do it before going to Cave of
Although,
Flames.
keep in mind, ThyDarkHorse is still missing his blue sword.
The blue sword was inside Cave of Flames, right?
No.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it was.
Was it? Oh, yeah, it was on in the basement.
So once he goes the vanilla way to Cave of Flames,
Yeah,
and
the
then
Minecraft check.
goes leaves there to find his cane, he will then go back there to find his blue sword. That's not a problem. So the blue sword is the 4th sword, which is not the 4th sword. Yeah, so the sword progression in this game is that you start with the smith, then you get the white sword or green sword, then you get the red sword or the white
The
sword,
white sword with 2 elements.
fire and earth elements or whatever.
Yeah,
Then you get the blue sword, which is the white sword with fire, earth, and water elements.
the white sword of 3, basically, I suppose.
And then you get the 4 sword, which is
Which is
the
the
5th
white sword
you
with
pick up.
all your elements. And I think funny enough, there is a mural in, I think it's Dark Castle. It's either Dark Castle or it's one of the stained glasses at the credits. Where it depicts, I think it's Link with 4 different swords. So the
Okay, so
good one-
ThyDarkHorse is going to check the Molmets Cave here at the end of the Mount Granite climb.
Ooh.
We'll see if he then decides to go to Cave of Flames, which is what he needs to do here.
Yeah, fingers crossed, definitely. Ooh, Goomba getting set on fire there. Picking up the dash attack of all things.
I mean, we weren't really missing that.
Kane was behind
So,
Mushroom.
Kane was at Rem,
Yeah,
and
Kane was
Mushroom
at
was
Rem.
inside Cave of Flames,
so that's
as well
actually
as Ocarina.
that's a vanilla Cave of Flames path for us there.
So yeah, ThyDarkHorse is going to go towards the vanilla.
he's going for it.
Flames
He's going
here.
for it.
Otherwise, he would have already quick warped. So
Oh, lovely. Yeah,
that's good.
go. There we go.
So he's gonna pick up his mushroom and Ocarina there, and then when he checks the mushroom, he's gonna find his cane. And
Yeah, but when he's going
he's
to get
really
his
annoyed
mushroom-
at me for rolling the seed, and then go back to Cave of Flames and find his blue sword and
Yeah, well, so far
start
you've,
catching up to Goomba.
yeah, you only got 3 points. Depending on how the races feel, you can get 2 more points from that. It's a total of 5. I think the maximum we saw with 1 seed was 7. But that was with Deoxys and the French Weekly. Oh yeah, and then we have the Cloudtop skins.
Hilary could have the 4 sword, which
But so could Tingle.
yeah, he could. ThyDarkHorse might go for Hilary before entering Palace when he finds his book at Wind Tribe. we were talking about that after our last race, where I did something like that, having found Ocarina at Wind Tribe, and we did talk about that. So you might decide to do something like that.
I think at this point...
It depends on when Goomba is going to get his Gust Jar.
Yeah.
Still. Like, if he finishes this and then goes straight towards his town checks and finds his Gust Jar, Goomba is ahead.
Yeah.
If he avoids those early town checks in favor of, say, going back to Fortress or going towards the Graveyard, which are both options he has now that he has his moments and or Graveyard Key, Blue Sword, and Boots.
Yeah, I think at this point in time, Goomba is in the lead, but it all depends on Goomba getting his Gust Jar, which we...
And then it still depends on where the Force Sword is, which is also still an unknown. So the Gust Jar is at the Hearth back door.
Yeah, so the hotel back door. So, Minish check in town. We
one
all
of the
know
early accessible ones. So
we all know how much we love the Minish checks in town. Okay, Goomba is going to fight York now. With 11 hearts in total, shouldn't be a problem for him, since he already has the down thrust. If I saw that correctly.
Down thrust was at Hype Cave? At Treasure Cave?
I think it was in... hang on. I think it was at the... oh, what's it
It was
called?
somewhere, and I think
Yeah.
they both had it. Yeah, it was, right, it was in Cloudtops, but yeah.
Yeah, Cloudtops.
Somewhere on that path, but they both hit, like, Cloudtops into Hype Cave. But yeah, decides not to use that in favor of actually creating clones here.
Yeah, creating clones on this phase of York is a bit wonky. I think with your Shadow you want to be directly on the second... basically on the top row, basically, which Goomba is not doing.
Yeah, so there's the mushroom for ThyDarkHorse as well as he will need to turn in that mushroom to get the cane.
Yeah.
If he keeps going here, he will find his Ocarina at... which check was it?
I think it was just in that room just before him. So just the one...
Just coming
I think
up? Or was it the Spiky Chew fight?
I think it was the vanilla smoky chest.
Bluesy's saying the pack chest. Okay, that's... I don't know if that has a smoky and vanilla, but...
Yeah, that's vanilla smoky chest.
Okay.
All the way Goomba is fighting York.
Yeah, onto
Entering
the
his
last phase
phase.
here.
Yeah.
So... gonna be
gonna
getting
pick
that
up his
done.
third
no
element.
problem.
Yeah.
To pick up his third element.
Yep. Yeah, let's see where the
Well,
Force Sword
it
is.
still depends. Like, Goomba could easily decide to go to Graveyard here in search of his Gust Jar, even if he finds
Yeah.
his Force, say, Yidari.
Yes, because we could start a bet for the Force Sword at this point.
We could. There's a lot of the game open. If Siberian or Restreamer wants to start that.
That'd be lovely. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so it wasn't actually
was
the
the
pack chest, but the chest before
pillar
the pack
chest.
chest. Yeah.
Not the pillar chest, but the whole chest.
So what did you want from me?
We want to start a bet on where the 4 sword is. That's not the 4th sword, but the 4 sword.
Four sword, yeah, okay.
That's the golden one.
Since that's the item that we don't need for no mode at this point.
Yeah. As soon as we have that, we can just go straight into the boss,
Well,
basically.
neither
Okay,
of our
yeah.
runners could, since either of them still needs something else.
Yeah, it's fair. Okay, so place your bets. Where's the 4 sword?
So yeah, what do you think? Where's the 4 sword going to be?
I think it's haven't we seen before? Well, we've got the... We've got the memes.
There's some memes. There's Blue Chew,
yeah.
there's...
I'm saying it's Town Pillar.
There's Fortress of Gomod still, I guess.
Yeah, so I'm saying basically Town. So Town Pillar.
Okay. Yeah, I did put in a bet for Royal Crypt, which...
Yeah, I think just as far as checks, as the amount of checks is concerned, that's probably the most probable. That's probably the most probable one.
I mean, if you include the graveyard checks with that, sure. Just inside Royal Crypt is only 2 checks. It's
yeah.
2 checks. Yeah. The 1 item in the front part and the...
No wait, 1
king.
check. That's 1 check.
King has an item.
Oh, King has an item. Okay, yeah. That's
So yeah, ThyDarkHorse picking up his cane here, immediately going back to Cave of Flames.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
So
Goomba
he's gonna pick up his last kinstone as well as his blue sword here.
Yeah. And Goomba is going to check town checks. Fortunately for him.
Well, it depends on how much of town checks he decides to...
Yeah,
if he
could.
full clears town, yeah, he's gonna find his Gust Jar, which will be good for him.
Yeah.
Ooh,
picking up ferry there. That's nice. That's a convenient ferry.
It's entirely possible he decides to keep skipping these very early town checks.
Okay.
Still.
Mitz and Kane. Where's he going next? Oh, he's going to
Southern
yeah.
Redfall. Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen that.
No, we have not. That's...
That's 5 checks that he can do. Not counting the Rupee Mania checks, which we know has nothing. Okay, that of course picking up the blue sword here.
Nothing on... I think that's Split Blade. On the side.
Yeah, that's Split Blade. Ugh.
Yeah.
These others have terrible namings.
I mean, Split Blade uses Fast Split. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Not really, but sure.
Yeah, it's more Split Blade. Precisely, Lizzie. Okay.
We're going to check Tingle here. That's...
Ooh. Hype! Ah, okay.
Nothing on Tingle. So yeah, like I was saying earlier, he didn't keep doing town checks and instead left to do other things, so...
Yep.
It might be a while before he finds his Gust Jar.
Yeah, he just does not want to do the village checks in town. Yeah, you're allowed to with blue piece. However, I do think that Goomba's more or less last progression item.
I mean, he could just go to Fortress here, but yeah, it looks like he's going back to town. Still hasn't done the school.
He's going to go to Graveyard, isn't he? Yep.
That or the northern lower Wayfords checks.
Oh, he's going to check the blue sword check in.
As well as the digging cave here.
Yeah, as well as the digging caves, probably. That's fair. Yeah, he keeps putting off his Gust Jar, which is in the Minish cap. I mean,
if this leads him to find his 4-sword, I guess it's kind of fine.
Yeah.
He does still need to find that, so anytime he would been searching for that is time he would spend anyways.
Okay, bombs and... Oh, okay. We haven't seen the boots checks here in the courtyard.
Has ThyDarkHorse done these? Yeah, I would think he would have, since
I
he did
think
have
so.
boots before going for... Was there a butterfly here? No, Goomba has all butterflies.
There might be. Oh, there might be a bottle here.
There might be a bottle here, yes. But I don't remember where ThyDarkHorse found the fourth one.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah, ThyDarkHorse gonna tie it on elements here. Of course, Deep
And his
Witch is
Kingstone.
a much faster dungeon to finish than Palace, especially since Goomba did already pick up the boss key.
Yeah. So with ThyDarkHorse picking up the last Kingstone soon, he's probably more or less on equal footing with Goomba for now.
Well, he does still need to clear Palace.
Yeah. However, Goomba on the other hand hasn't touched Deeper Shrine yet. But I think nobody
Goomba
Deeper
has
Shrine.
been into Deep Shrine. He did also pick up the boss key. So
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Ooh,
Goomba getting taught by the. Oh, Goomba getting taught by the genie there. There we go. So one thing that I just noticed today.
ThyDarkHorse showing off the nice bow shreds on Gleerock here.
Yeah. One thing that I just noticed today, and the walls of the arrow ferry that Goomba's checking, there are arrows on the walls.
Yeah, and ThyDarkHorse also pointing out something with arrows on the walls.
Ah, let's see what's actually what's on the walls. It's the fabled legend of old, the lava leprous. More or less the red Gyarados at the lake of lava. Yeah, unfortunately, Palace is going to be more or less barren. No, not more or less, it is going to be barren. Except maybe the Tingle Trophy. But Tingle had nothing.
ThyDarkHorse missing only his forethought might do some quick checks before doing Palace, but at this point I don't know which he would do that could still have his forethought that Goomba hasn't checked already.
Yeah.
Like, I guess the school rooftop. Yeah, Greggle would be great for ThyDarkHorse.
Mm-hmm.
He might do some quick checks like the school rooftop, which Goomba hasn't done yet for some reason.
Don't think we have seen the cane check in the fountain yet. There's still that.
Yeah, but that's a slow check. He won't do that before Palace.
Yeah, that's fair. Or have you seen ThyDarkHorse actually picking up the... no. Oh, it's interesting enough, ThyDarkHorse is not going to do the... never mind. I was on the wrong screen. No. I was thinking that ThyDarkHorse quick warp out of Graveyard there for a second.
ThyDarkHorse hasn't been to Graveyard. He only just picked up his blue sword in Cave of Flames. Well, yeah, ThyDarkHorse is going straight towards the Wind Tribe here. That's as expected.
Yeah, and since he's going to pick up his mitts, or no, he has already picked up his mitts.
And yeah, if Goomba finds Forethought, it will lead him back to town, but it might still not lead him to full clearing town.
However,
like, he will definitely do the school checks at that point.
Yeah, I think at this point, Goomba doesn't have that many checks left.
And yeah, it's... Well, he does still have Fortress left.
Yeah, well,
which is the one, which is like the slow area that if he goes there and the Forethought is not there, would allow ThyDarkHorse to catch up by quite a lot.
Yeah.
Of course, if he goes there and finds his Forethought there, different story.
Yeah, that's a big move then.
So yeah, let's see what Gregor 2 has. It's not the
fucking change.
forethought.
Dang it. Well,
And he's
that
gonna
might-
pick up his third book here. He's gonna... Tingle Trophy was inside Palace, so he's not gonna find that
Yeah.
right now.
he's probably not going to go for the memes. Okay, Goomba
That's
picking
the last
up.
bomb back on the king.
That's the holy bomb bag.
It technically opens up the way to Well Falls. That's quite correct. Fits with the story.
Yeah. Come on, Goomba. Check down.
Looks like ThyDarkHorse is going to go into Palace here.
He's going to go. Oh, that of course, yeah. Goomba's. Yeah, okay. Goomba's checking town now.
Yeah, looks like he's planning on
Grenades.
heading towards the fountain.
Yeah, exactly. The holy hand grenades of Hyrulean here.
And looks like ThyDarkHorse just saved inside Palace, probably.
Yeah.
And is now searching for
He's
his
checking
forethought.
Yulari. He's checking Yulari.
Yeah, he's
Safe
checking
Yulari.
Yulari. There's might be... Depends on how much he does here, but yeah.
Yeah.
We have seen Yulari, it's not the answer, so...
Yeah, that of course has done quite a few save scums in the Randomizer so far, so he's doing the good strats here. Unfortunately,
So they... we need to find the forethought for ThyDarkHorse's side, as well as both the forethought and the Gustra on Goomba's side.
yeah,
Which we know where the Gustra is since ThyDarkHorse found it, and we don't know where the forethought is.
yeah. I think at this
So we
point,
can't really say how close we are to the end.
yeah. If Goomba
but-
picks up forethought basically in the next 5 minutes, then we can say that's 20 to 25 minutes. That's not suggested exactly. So it's at the least it's going to be 25 minutes at the least probably.
Yeah, I put like best guess would be like half an hour. Could be more,
Round
could
about
be
half an
less,
hour.
depending on when they find. So Goomba here doing a check that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, the cane check in fountain. Okay.
Just money though, so
yes.
also not the answer. And yeah, ThyDarkHorse resetting back up to Palace here. Which
Oh, Goomba's saving as well.
his last tournament
Okay, no.
race did have a forethought inside the Palace big chest, so
Goomba simply fat fingered on the save button, which happens quite a lot. Okay, Goomba's actually heading towards Fortress next. Yeah, he's leaving again.
yeah. Like I said, I don't think he's gonna be going back for the Gustra for a while.
Yeah, I think you're going to get banned just from Goomba.
I mean, that's his own fault. That was what? When did we get the cape that unlocked that? That was really early, right?
The cape? Yeah, cape was early. That was... What was it? I think that was in the lower Mount checks right to the left of the portal. Yeah, the white chest in that bomb room, precisely.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
That of course is using the bomb stats here for the wizard
Yeah.
fight.
Having picked up remote bombs, uses those in this Wizrobe fight.
Yeah.
Technically, normal bombs you can do it faster since you can place down multiple bombs and get all the Wizrobes killed in one cycle, but that you have to know that strat to be able to do
Yeah.
it. That's not something you can improvise.
Okay, that of course is picking up the Tingle Trophy, and
Yeah,
if you
again,
case-
that's also not the answer, but... I think the best case for ThyDarkHorse at this point is the forethought inside Dark Castle. since he will be able to check that after getting his last element here,
Yeah,
whereas Goomba will need to find his Gusture before that,
yeah.
which might take him a while.
And which will give you another ban point.
Yeah, but then Falling Fortress doesn't take that long, and I wouldn't expect ThyDarkHorse to go to Fortress for a while. Like, he will probably do Graveyard before that as well.
This condition location for sort to be other than... Well, Okay, never
Well,
mind
there's
then.
his Forsword,
That's
so
Forsword?
so much for speculation.
Yeah.
He will keep going here, okay.
Yeah, so... That is over?
So that was the floor to middle outside chest in Fortress?
Doubt that anyone has bet on Fortress.
I don't know if anyone bet on Fortress. Fortress is
that's good.
maybe probably not
Hang
on any specific chest.
Let's see. Tingle, Blue Shoe, Yalawi, Crypt...
We had not much. We had Luchu, Crypt,
We've had... I don't...
DHC map chest.
That's not it.
Yeah, no. So no
Yes.
one got it.
Well, I suppose Star with Bet Somewhere Silly was the closest one.
That's really...
I don't any checking this game, so the worst one. I don't know. Oh, okay. One word is missing. No, we had something somewhere silly.
Yeah. So I suppose that's the closest one.
So now it really just depends on when Goomba is going to go and find his Gusture, which he decided to check the garden checks, which is reasonable since he just found his Forsword, and then save warp, reset back to Fortress to finish that.
Yeah. Goomba's going to fight Gordon now.
Yeah, totally not required, but he is gonna turn this into an all-dungeon seed for himself.
Yeah. I think the only item that we are still missing at this point, Heart Piece, and maybe a scroll or two. No, one scroll. There's only 11 scrolls total, and I think Goomba orphaned the scroll in what's it called?
Yeah,
Hang on.
Goomba did not pick up Rockbreaker,
Yeah, in the
which
middle.
is here in Fortress, on the Heart Piece spot.
So yeah, Goomba's only going to find probably rupees or heart pieces on Gordon here.
Yeah, if that, like, could just be 10 arrows across the two checks here.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. I could see that happening. Goomba checking blue shoe.
Goomba will not do Blue Chew before finding his Gusture.
Are you sure about
It
that?
doesn't work that way.
Are you sure about that?
If he does, he's gonna get disqualified for doing something funny.
See? Just rupees. Yeah, Western Woods was... Well, Western Woods had the... Western Woods had something, but I didn't know really what. I think it was
there
Wallet-
Juggernaut there? The Juggernaut was required? That's not a
Oh
bad
yeah, that's
Western Woods.
Juggernaut. Yeah, Juggernaut was in Western Woods and not in Castle Waltz.
Yeah, I don't think Kester had anything, but
Yeah. Another blue pea of disappointment. Yep. Well, on at least it wasn't a so-called Wu Paw, which is a black rupee. I think those only came up in Skyward Sword and the DS Zeldas, though. Basically, the Wu Paws act as sort of rupee traps, which we
There are
could
those
technically.
Skyward Sword? I
I
don't
think
really
there
know
was.
those.
I think there's one in there. I think there's a Skyward Sword minigame where those.
Oh, in the minigame, yeah, sure.
I think it's some minigame.
Yeah, I think that's the digging minigame or something.
Ooh, that just reminds me. We are currently memeing about a few new game modes for Minish Cap, or probably challenges. One of them being the so-called Tingle mode, where each time that you take damage, you lose rupees. If you are at 0 rupees, you die. And well, we could add a early Zelda mechanic of arrows, using rupees instead of arrows for that. And I think the rupees would be a great addition to that. Let's see.
So I think after finishing up Fortress here, Goomba doesn't actually have anything left besides town?
Yeah, I think so. Well, town and Todd.
Does he have anything in droplets though? He doesn't have Gust Shot.
Ooh, well, that's underwater pot.
There is the underwater pod, yes. He could still do that before town, if he really wants the last location in his Gust Jar. But yeah, so ThyDarkHorse to have a chance at this would need to go pretty much straight to Fortress after finishing Palace, which
Yeah.
I don't think is very likely.
On the other hand, well, the underwater pod isn't a Romania spot. It's just a regular check because that underwater pod has a key in vanilla. Oh, for me that's there is a French restream currently going on at the channel of François Happy. And hang on, I'll quickly. There we go. So that's a French-speaking restream of this race. Yeah, Whoopmania makes the early game a bit more bearable. With the Southern Hyrule Field chest, cave basically. And especially the checks in Lake Hylia region. Oh, and Listen
but
of course.
also kind of makes it more likely you don't clear out your early checks, which is really hurting Goomba right now.
Yeah, definitely. Goomba needs his Gust Jar in town, which he's not going to pick up soon.
Well,
See?
what's he doing?
He's going to check the
Well, this
Pegasus check boots. The Pegasus
Minish
check
check,
is
yeah.
there.
He really doesn't want this guy to go to his Gust Jar, does he?
Yep. He's doing everything besides town right now. And that's going to hurt quite a lot.
Yeah. But even with that, like, looks like he's now going into town, so...
Well, let's see if
get his
he
dash
actually does.
check.
I think he does. I think the only check he has open. Well, yeah, he only has finished checks left in town.
Oh, he didn't even check the Rockbreaker check yet.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to ask Goomba about the Gust
Yeah,
Jar,
no, that's nice early Gust Jar, right?
Yeah.
was only like sphere 4 or so.
I think it was about, yeah, maybe sphere 4, because they did
Yeah,
have...
Karlov into spin, into
Well,
bombs, verbal bombs. But yeah,
bombs were somewhere early.
bombs were
They had the
relatively early.
They had
Karlov
bombs
early
and
into
sword
spin attack
really
and
early.
the bottle. He can't do blue to bluesy. He doesn't have Gust Jar.
Yeah, but he's going to
He's
check.
going to go to the underwater pot, maybe.
Yeah.
Has he not
Oh,
done the Minish Blitz digging caves yet?
I
I
don't
think he hasn't.
has.
It would have had his 4th bottle.
Yeah, I think we I think we will be here for a few more minutes. He's got to do too. Yeah, you called it, definitely.
Okay, if he's going into blue 2, that's...
That's going
I
to
don't
be amazing.
expect him to, but...
Once
he
he did
could.
it, he later. Yeah, I think he's going to do everything that's not town. Be fighting into town. Yeah, Goomba's going to go Pebble Clan.
I mean, Star, is it though, because you can forget about hints, but you really shouldn't forget that you need a Gust Jar to do blue 2 when you're only looking for your Gust Jar.
I forgot about it once.
But were you last location looking for your Gust Jar for half an hour at that point?
I have no idea. It's been a while.
I guess he hasn't been looking for Justice Gust Jar for half an hour yet. He didn't find his 4th up that early, but you know. So, if ThyDarkHorse decides to pretty much... Well, I expect he's gonna check the first check inside Dark Hyrule Castle. But if he then decides to go back to Fortress relatively soon, he might actually still have a chance at this.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Which I wouldn't have expected like 10 minutes ago when Goomba found the 4 sword, but just keeps finding checks that...
Yeah, Goomba's checking everything. It's like Dags and Terror Droplets. Just the same thing. He's going to check everything that's not like...
That 4 shot... Yeah, that 4 shot location kind of works for ThyDarkHorse, but...
Where's he going now? Oh, he's going to check... Oh. Oh, Goomba. Yeah, and meanwhile, ThyDarkHorse is going for the meme of... Unfortunately, that's the wrong meme.
I mean, it's not hurting him that much because he needs to watch this
Yeah.
cutscene. Otherwise,
It loses
like
about
an
maybe
extra
10
10 seconds.
Yeah, it does lose
That
in 10
doesn't really
seconds, but-
matter. So, this
Yeah,
is fine.
Goomba
Like,
threw by
ThyDarkHorse
amazing
doing
job.
this is fine right now.
Uh-oh.
But-
He's finally good. Uh-oh. No way, he can't be doing that. I was going to check the pillar
He's
first.
going to check the pillar. Because why would you check the Minish checks? Goomba might full clear town at this point, yeah. I really don't know what else he has
He
left.
might full clear the entire game by now. I think he only has, like, the bottle left, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I don't think he thought he did that. Like, that's just a check that you can just skip sometimes.
Request for the jar. Yeah, well, the town checks, they are fairly inefficient. But
He hasn't even done the North Well yet if it was here.
I would do them,
Yeah,
would do the
like
town
this
checks.
is demonstrating why, even though they're slow, you can't just leave them forever.
Yeah, that's a lesson, exactly. I think when it comes to minute town checks, can leave them until like maybe minute 30, but
Like,
then
don't prioritize them, sure, but don't just leave them around forever.
Yeah, since as you can see, that's going to hurt you. Oh, he's going to. Okay, good. He's going to check the bakery and the half next. Oh, finally. Only took like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but they are not that inefficient. Like some of the stuff he did before this was less efficient than these two checks when he had the cane,
Yeah, it's not as inefficient as, let's say, hiking.
which he did ages ago.
Yeah, or I don't know. Let's see what's the most inefficient check in the game. There he is.
Hey, there's the gas jar.
Okay, he hasn't unmuted himself though.
No, he's just
Angry.
gonna go straight to Deepwood.
Yeah.
And
We don't even get any
Finish that up
Fury
now.
swipes. Oh, that's lame. I was hoping for a few Fury swipes or maybe a few bomb drops. But he's probably going to think that ThyDarkHorse is right on his toes, if not even ahead of him.
And ThyDarkHorse is
Not ahead of him.
fluting towards Cranial for some reason. Okay.
Probably fat fingered there, just.
Yeah.
Okay, at least Goomba still already has the big key, so he can just go mode. That of course, I don't know.
ThyDarkHorse is doing some town checks. And then probably going to Graveyard, which is going to be the decision that loses him this race. But I think even if he goes to Fortress now, it's
A very
he
close
would
call.
be quite behind. I don't know how if... Like, I don't think there's a big enough execution difference between these runners that he could catch that up.
Yeah, the joys of Green Chew. Yeah, so for Goomba it was definitely the hunt for the Gas Jar, while for ThyDarkHorse it's the hunt for the Full Sword. Oh well. So yeah, Goomba's in go mode.
Yeah, and he just picked up his last element and is going to go towards Starkar Castle now.
Yeah, so he's going to do well. Yeah, I think within the next 20 minutes this match will be decided.
I mean, I'd say it's pretty much decided at this point, but it's
Yeah,
gonna
that's
be
fair.
finished.
It's
at
finished. Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah. Goomba's call for Vanilla Cave of Flames was really good.
I mean, it worked out this seed.
It did work out, although it was fairly risky. Since he had the option of either Lake or Mount Kennel, when he chose Mount Kennel. Yeah, Goomba's winning.
Yeah,
so far.
Goomba is winning at this point. It's
Oh, yeah, we can get a tower bat down. Okay, so in that castle there are 4 towers, and at least one of them has a key, and at the maximum 4 towers have a key. We've got northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast.
And we did already see one check inside Dark Castle, which was the compass, so
Yeah.
we know it's not one tower.
Okay, yeah. Goomba opening up Dark Castle here.
And yeah, ThyDarkHorse is going towards Royal Crypt here.
Yep.
So that's...
So much for that. Okay, Goomba managing to avoid the... I think they're called bubbles here, right? No, they're called wisps.
Yeah, those are called wisps in this game.
Yeah, but usually they are...
They are the same as bubbles in other games.
Yeah.
So we should probably close that bet before Goomba checks the king, since
Yeah.
that will inform the toast thing though.
Let's see. And the king has... Okay, it's a small key.
Okay, so
I
that doesn't rule anything out for
Yeah,
towers. It's still between 2 and 4.
yeah. I think
There
Myth
is-
mentioned once that if you check the king first, he has a 72% chance of holding a key. And I think more or less the common consensus on the voting of Dark Castle is don't skip the king. Just because he has such a high probability of having a key.
Yeah, I can't say that for sure. Like, I would want to run those numbers myself sometime.
Yeah. Well, Myth is currently in the in the habit of timing everything in order to avoid having to do his guides. So yeah, I think he wanted to do a few guides on like general movement and LG maps and stuff like that, but he just keeps putting them off for the time being. Yeah, ThyDarkHorse is hunting for the Four Sword, which we do know is in Fortress of Ruins. So yeah, that's the end for the Four Sword. We've had that a few times.
So looks like clones was a key, so it's either 2 or 3 towers?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You're still missing 3 more keys.
Yeah, one of which could be at the post-thorn check, which would require 2 towers, or it could be
Yeah, 3 tower check.
another junk item at this point there, which would make it 3 tower.
Yeah, I think we're still missing the map.
Yeah, the compass was in the first chest, and
Yeah.
the other 2 we have seen so far are keys, so
Mhm.
we are missing the map and 1 random item.
Okay, yeah. Goomba has the Great Spin though.
He does have the
So-
Great Spin, he does have remote bombs,
Yeah.
does have roll attack. There's a number of ways you can.
Okay, so that means
like
that's two towers at this point.
Yeah.
Hooray!
ThyDarkHorse also checking the underwater pot here.
Yeah. Finding his map. So we do know. Oh god, is he going to do Wobbuffet?
He
Yep.
is probably going to do blue 2, yes. That's.
Oh, he's not going to be happy. He's not going to be happy.
I mean, it's. Doesn't really matter, and it's. Kind of a. Like, it's not really a bad call, right?
Yeah. So we still have Fortress open.
I mean, the call that really won Goomba this race is going to Cave of Flames early.
Yeah, early
And-
Flames just because of the Ocarina.
He almost passed it back by last locationing his Gust Jar for
Gust Jar.
a while, but
Yeah.
still managed it.
I'll have to excuse me for a minute here.
Sorry. What's... But yeah. Goomba now going to head towards the... what's that? Is that the upstairs or central area? Dark Carcass or whatever? Going to open the red warp here after defeating 2 of the ball and chain guards. And then head around towards the blue warp where after it defeats the Dark Knight there, it will open up the... or allow him to open up the towers by defeating the darkness that will spawn in front of those. Meanwhile, ThyDarkHorse defeating Blue Chew. Can't really have anything good at this point, but... yeah, just a single green rupee, so... And Goomba getting the quick kill on the single Black Dark Knight there, so... very nice. Going to start with the northwestern tower.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, missed 2 quick kills on Dark Knights from Goomba here.
Oh, okay.
So both on the black one and on the red one here,
Mhm.
outside the tower.
Okay, it looks like ThyDarkHorse is actually making their way into Fortress Ruins now.
Yeah.
So they will be
it's-
picking up their
He's
force.
going to find his force out there. It's going to be a bit late, but
Well, better late than never, I suppose. Okay, so that was
so
a
northwestern
stall.
tower was not a key.
Okay. Which probably means that northeast is going to be next tackled.
Southeast
one
is
tackle.
going to be
Yeah.
next.
Ooh. Okay.
I mean, you want to do the southeast tower, and I guess it doesn't matter if you do another first if you find a key there and then do this, or
Yeah.
do it this way
As
around.
long-
but-
As long as you don't keep your southeastern for the last check, you're good to go. Since all 4 towers take every tower that's
The
not
other
the
3
southeast tower-
towers take about
Yeah.
the same amount of time, and this
Yeah.
one is fast. Yeah.
Okay, it
And
actually
it's
looks
also
like
not that one, so it's the,
I actually won the bet here. I said
the
bet 2
northeast
towers.
and southwest towers.
Yeah, I actually won that. So I bet that there are no keys at the northern towers.
But there were keys at the diagonal. There was a key at northeast and at southwest.
Oh, there was one. Oh, whoops.
We just saw southeast having the map.
Oh, okay. Whoops. But that's southwest that he's going to be checking.
Yeah, this is southwest, which is going to have a key since
Yeah. So
both
south,
the towers
west
yes
and
left.
southeast. Yeah, southwest and southeast have to have keys
No.
now.
Northeast and southwest have keys.
Oh, whoops. God damn it. Never mind then. Okay, yeah, so there's a key at southwest.
That was
And a key at
southwest.
Yeah, and the key at southeast. No, wait, that's northeast.
That was
Okay.
southwest, and now
Okay.
it's going to be the key at northeast.
Yeah. Ah, okay. Sucks.
And we only have one winner for the bet.
Okay. Ooh.
Yeah, that's
GG. Yeah.
So, Demon Maddie winning the bet.
Yeah. Congratulations.
Getting both getting the exact 2 towers that had keys. And ThyDarkHorse picking up the 4 sword there.
Hooray.
Mesh, you said northwest southeast, but it was southwest northeast.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the
that's
other way
the
around.
other 2.
Yeah.
Oh, no, not
But he
northwest.
had it
no,
right.
southeast.
He's on the other bet list.
Yeah,
and
so okay,
as well.
so if you, yeah, a bit confusing because usually 2 towers you would just name the ones that have the keys. But
Oh well,
sure.
whatever.
Anyways, Goomba having picked up his 2 keys at the aforementioned towers, going to head into the gauntlet here and then beat up Vati. And it is actually going to skip the king, maybe? Or at the very least, he's going to go towards the
Oh, he's going to check to
right
skip
side
king.
back here first. Yeah, looks like he's at least going to activate the warps first. And yeah, Goomba is basically on the final boss here. It's
Yeah.
he has to beat the 3 phases of Vati, and then
Yeah.
he's going to be done.
So another maybe 6 minutes. 5 minutes, 6 minutes, something like that. Well, I suppose you can... I think the average for Vati is about 4.5 minutes. If there is no major trollage around.
Yeah, so let's just say about 5 minutes more.
Yeah, that's fair. So that was a really good Vati-1 fight. Yeah, this is a multi-phase final boss. So this is the second phase, Vati 2. At this phase, he has to find 4 out of 8. Well, he has to fire arrows at the auto arrows and uncover 4 red ones. Those are his weak points, and if you hit all 4 of them at the same time, he's going to basically shatter, and his actual weak spot becomes exposed, which is his giant eyeball. After that, you've got Vati 3, and Vati 3 is basically more or less the same thing all over again. You've got 2 hands that you have to disarm using your cane, and then you can well, then you have to basically play ping pong with him, just like Ganondorf in Ocarina of Time, Phantom Ganon in Wind Waker.
Well,
Or-
kind of like that. the balls don't get reflected back by Vati here, so you only have to reflect them once, but you do have to reflect all 4 to actually...
Yeah, he's shooting 4 balls, and
which
you have
is,
to
of
reflect
course,
all 4 of them.
unique to this game, since in other games you don't clone yourself like that.
Yeah.
Except for Swords games, but I don't really know those as well. So,
I think you don't clone yourself. It's just that it's 4 links, and none of them are clones.
well, you don't clone yourself like this, where it's temporary, but...
Yeah. That's going to be some bad come match. That's a weird one for autocorrect. So basically, you see that Vati has 4 small eyes in front of him. Those eyes will shoot blue balls. Well, will shoot a sort of laser ball attack at once. And on the bottom of the screen, you have cloning pads. So you have to create 3 additional clones to have 4 links in total, and each link has to deflect 1 ball at the same time. For the balls to basically just explode, and Vati exposing his final weak spot. Since these little eyeballs are guarding, well, I think they're more or less guarding his big eyeball. There are way too many eyeballs at Vati.
Yeah, it's... lots of eyes.
What is it with Zelda and eyeballs? Oh, so many bosses have eyeballs. That is like that are weak spots. Either eyeballs or some sort of crystals. Like, I don't know, got crystals at Gleeok even.
Goomba apparently being too slow to create his clones there or something, because he actually got a thunder.
Yeah, I think that's
cycle
just
there.
Vati 3 being trolly again.
But yeah, now gets the blue balls and got both hits, if I heard correctly, so...
Yeah, I don't think that the Sheikah actually currently exists in Minish Cap. So it's not really
Well,
that...
if they do, they are well hidden.
Yeah. We don't find a single Sheikah in the game. There isn't even an Impa here, so Zelda doesn't have a mate. She has a minister
Goomba
to keep annoying him.
just the not quite right position on terrific
Yeah.
blue balls.
Vati's positioning here, well, the positioning of Link is very precise here.
Yeah, it's kind of precise, and then there's some odd positions that you'd think would be way outside where it should work, and they still sometimes work.
Yeah, that's
So it's a bit
that's Vati.
weird.
Yeah, that's just Vati. He's a major troll and pain in the butt. And GG Goomba here,
But yeah, that's
finishing
Vati
with a
done,
time
so-
of 2:41.08. Bongo Bongo attack eye. Yeah, basically. However, I think that there are so many Zelda bosses that aren't really connected to the Sheikah or even some sort of evil curse. I think it's just that like demons in the Zelda universe in general have eyeballs. That's it. And those eyeballs are basically the weak points. Big example being Balam in Phantom Hourglass. That's basically just an octopus with eyeballs. That's it. And he isn't tied to the Sheikah in any sort. I think at this point, ThyDarkHorse is probably
yeah.
the way
So
of it.
these what we are seeing is on a 15-minute delay, and we are going to be joined shortly by both runners here for an interview.
Yeah.
Since ThyDarkHorse, well, from what we are seeing, will finish within the next 15 minutes, which means he has already finished in real time or whatever. Yeah,
Good
looks like we are
evening,
joined
MGG.
by Goomba and ThyDarkHorse. GG's.
GG.
GG.
So,
Yeah. How was the
how did you
season
like
two?
the seat?
I didn't.
Okay. How come? Did it have anything to do with that quite early gust shot there?
The gust jar may have been a slight issue.
Just a slight one.
Uh,
However,
Yeah,
if
so
you
take
like-
us through your thoughts about
Oh,
that. Were you aware that you just didn't do that check, and what's your thought about that? Or...
I don't like doing those checks. They suck. They're slow. I hate them. That's
Okay,
really all
so-
there is to it. I probably should have done them a little bit earlier. But I don't know.
What's the...
Yeah, probably, but... Well, the thing that still made it work for you is the quite early dip into Cave of Flames. What were your thoughts at that point? Like, you did have Temple of Purpose open at that point, I think?
I felt really, really good about getting the Ocarina as early as I did. I was mostly just going up the mountain, trying to get more swords before going to Temple of Droplets, so I could actually complete it. And then I was like, well, I'm already all the way up here. I guess I'll go all the way to Cave of Flames. May as well, right? Didn't actually expect it to work out that well, but Ocarina was definitely very helpful.
Yeah, Ocarina, and then the mushroom leading to the cane, which is probably the
Yeah.
more important part about that.
Also that.
But yeah, the swords, of course, being in Temple of Droplets.
and Cave of Flames. And Fortress of Winds.
Yeah, that four-sword location, that was pretty nasty.
Yeah, but it being that nasty also made it work better for you, right? Since that gave you time to search for your Gust Jar.
I mean, yeah.
Like,
Honestly,
if the fourth one was just, say, in Wind Tribe, that would have changed this match a lot.
yeah, no, what I should have done is after getting the four-sword, when I save scummed to check the garden, I probably should have done the town minish checks then. Before I reset back to Fortress to clear out that. That would have made more sense.
Yeah, that's probably a good point to do them if you're even gonna put them off to that point. Like, had
Yeah,
you
I
had done
figured-
hiking by that point, I think, or
Yeah, I
Okay.
figured at that point, when I went to Fortress, I figured, okay, I've been looking for the Gust Jar and the Four Sword for half an hour now. I just full cleared a potentially go multiple Palace of Winds. I did the entire graveyard for nothing. I need these items to be somewhere really, really stupid. And I figured the stupidest spot was going back to Fortress of Winds, since going there without the myths was required. So
It's the last spot I went.
Yeah, you two have both actually the chance to give Ibot a few more ban points for the ban list, if you so choose to.
Only a
I don't
few?
know. I'm fine with this scene. I'm very thankful if a Forcer was as stupid as it was, or I probably would have lost.
But yeah, the seed has been very zigzag, I suppose. You had to dip into Cave of Flames twice. You
Yeah,
had
to
to
do-
have
you had to dip into Fortress twice.
into Fortress twice. You had the required Jabbernet. I think you could have done Taunt within one foul swoop. Well,
Yeah, I
at least
don't
getting
think there
element.
was anything that required going back to Temple of Droplets with
Yeah.
the two swords being there.
Yeah, I only
Yeah.
went in there once.
That
Did you only go in there once, or did you check the underwater pot while searching for your Gust Jar?
Nah, that was one of, I think, 3 spots I had left when I found the Ghost Jar.
Okay.
I had that check, I had the Myths Cave on Mount Creno, and Simon Simulations left, and I'm pretty sure that's it.
Oh, you also had oh, okay.
yeah,
I guess you also don't like that check.
I don't like doing it without Great Spin. And
But you
there
had
was
Great Spin like really early.
yes,
it was the
I had
second
Great Spin
scroll.
really early, but I always had better things to be doing.
That's fair
Okay.
though.
I guess.
We saw with you, ThyDarkHorse, that you actually got the weird pattern for Simon Simulation, where you had to fight a non-randomized fight there. But you opted to quick warp out of here there first. instead of fighting it and getting
I was
disappointed.
going to do that. That long fight.
Yeah, I actually don't know how long that fight is.
I think he
is
had a
it-
boomerang at that point, so I
Yeah,
guess it would have kind of worked.
Didn't they give you like 3 rounds though? Before you got to...
You are
I think that's
kind of quiet. I can't really understand what you're saying. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. I thought it gave you multiple rounds of enemies to fight.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
That gives
so-
multiple rounds, but I don't know how many that are. Since I don't think that it was the, let's call it the final one. So Simon Isolation has, I believe, about 8 different patterns in the vanilla
Okay.
game, and I think that wasn't even the worst one that you could have gotten.
Nah. So I could have just finished that pretty fast. Yeah. Because I thought it was going to be the worst one. And I'm like, I'm not doing this. There.
Yeah, so we actually don't know what was at Simon's, but we did see pretty much every major item, so can't have been anything important.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gustar is probably a much better gold mode item in the scene than the Force Sword. I guess. Well, I did do a few more extra checks in Fortress, but I didn't like go back to droplets, fight Luxio, or any of that nonsense. So,
I mean, ZeldaSpeedRuns did find Gustar before going into droplets, so
yeah, that's fair.
Deeper Shrine, I mean, sorry.
Yeah.
Like that was the first. That was like you were in Deeper Shrine pretty much the same time. Like ZeldaSpeedRuns was a bit later, but he had his Gustar at that point
Yeah.
Yeah.
because he had just done that town check before.
And the first major like path branching was ZeldaSpeedRuns going into Temple of Droplets and starting to fight Octo and making basically his way to Octo. While
Yes.
Goomba, you were basically Cave of Flames.
Yeah, which we like. You kept that mushroom for a really long time, so we didn't actually know that was required for like almost 2
Yeah,
hours.
It took me a pretty long time to actually hand in the mushroom. I think I had it at like 25 minutes and then didn't
Yeah.
actually get it till 120 or something.
About that, like, it was really, really late. Like until then, we were like, okay, yeah, that ocarina, finding the ocarina in Cave of Flames, that kind of works out because it makes us travel faster.
I figured.
But when
the
ZeldaSpeedRuns finds the cane, he will go the way, so just probably still loses time. But no, there was no cane to be found without going there.
Yeah,
I figured the ocarina kind of paid for itself.
definitely.
like,
Yeah, but
Going
it probably
from the
did,
beanstalk-
like if Kane had been in droplets, it wouldn't have. If Kane had
Probably
been
not.
kind of early, like it wouldn't have. But
Yeah, but after the
if
sequence
Kane had
of-
been, say, in Fortress, it probably would have
yeah,
come
like,
out like about even.
after the sequence of like the swords and droplets to the Jabberknot to the Caster Wildskin Stone Piece to the Flippers, like if the cane had been anywhere behind any of those, it would have still paid for itself just off the travel time. I would have saved, I guess.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I don't know why it took me so long to turn in that mushroom, honestly. I guess the ocarina just let me do what I wanted, so I went for more high density plays first, I guess. I don't know.
but
That makes
yeah,
sense.
but it's a fetch quest item you just picked up, and like that's
Yeah,
not
no.
a slow one to get to, especially with ocarina.
Yeah, I probably should have handed it in a bit earlier. I guess it just slipped my mind. I don't know.
Yeah,
That's
which I
fair.
mean, it kind of worked still. Like you didn't really need that cane that early.
Yeah, it
Or the
didn't
progression was
really give
accessible
that
without.
much. Like there wasn't even anything really behind the king except for the sword and Gale of Flames, right?
There was a sword in the Kinstone and Cave of Flames, so
Yeah.
behind
Yeah.
that.
But other than that, it was important, but it wasn't important in your as your first priority, basically.
Yeah, I mean, none of the cane overworld spots had anything. So, like, even if you get the cane super late, you just go to Cave of Flames. And then you get all the important stuff behind the cane just on the path, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, no, that like this it's just a really annoying sequence of having to go back and forth all over the place.
Which was made a lot less annoying by having that ocarina, I think, for you.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I suspect the ocarina, or getting it as early as I did, is a very large part of why I won this race.
Yeah, that's well, that and the fact that it was required for getting the cane.
Yeah, that as well. But, like, having the ocarina early just cuts down on so much travel time. Insane.
Yeah, that saved you all the time that you spent just looking around for that gust.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there's any further questions for the runners or something you guys want to say? Otherwise, I think there's another tiny match in progress still, so I guess we're gonna be taking you guys over to that.
Yeah, I think we're heading over to the loser bracket match of Semi-Rare and Nimbus. And tomorrow we have 3 other matches of Minish Cap Randomizer, of which
So
2
many.
are restreamed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we hope to see you there again, and
Also,
hope you
thank
enjoyed
you
this match.
for our commentators and trackers. We had starting to track the game by Tomaltach. In the mid, it was tracked by our commentators Hendrus and Ibot, and then in the end, we were helped out by Norinato.
Yeah,
Give
so
those a
lots of
follow.
thanks for Tomatach and Norinato jumping in as they could, since doing both commentary and tracking at the same time is a bit more stressful.
Yeah.
Tomatach is had to leave because he's tracking the other match in progress right now, so.
With that, see you soon for upcoming matches.
Bye.